Hi, sis. It is me, Courtney Williams. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time to hop on because I know sometimes the notifications are slow coming to y'all. So I'll give y'all just a little bit of time. And while y'all have some moments to hop on the live, I'm going to light a little candle. And I'm going to do a little bit of Palo Santos, which is a really amazing cleaner. It's like, I'm sure you guys have heard of Palo Santos. If you haven't, it's very similar to sage or mugwort or I can't think of any other ones off the top of my head. However, it's just like something that you burn to cleanse your space, cleanse your aura, and things like that. And I haven't burned this one since I got here. Actually, I'm gonna cleanse my house today. But while y'all hop on, we're gonna do that. I don't have any music today. I honestly was just thinking like, I don't want it to be an issue with the connection because I just remember how last time I was in Bangkok, how the connection was a little bit funny. So we ain't got no music today, but it's okay. Sometimes you need peace and quiet. Okay. Sometimes, but hold on, let me grab the okay, so this is Palo Santos. This is what Palo Santos looks like. Yeah, and I love this. I love the way Palo Santos smells. It's like the most amazing smell. The only thing about Palo Santos is that it's harder to stay burnt. Like you have to reburn it a lot throughout your process. So if you're patient, if you're patient, then it's okay. However, if you struggle with patience, maybe it's still okay. Help you to learn patience, but sage burns a lot easier and it stays burnt, whereas Palo Santos, sometimes you may have to relight it several times to get the smoke to continue. And I actually like to let the flame burn on it a little while. Sometimes this helps in the process of, helping it smoke up a lot more. So, yes, okay. Let's cleanse this energy. Y'all, I'm so excited about touching bases with y'all today. I know it's like almost midnight in America, right? It's almost midnight in America, and I'm not going to do a long live today because I am mindful that it's Sunday for y'all. It's Monday for me, but it's Sunday for y'all. And I wanted to definitely hop on live and do a check-in before this week ended. And I know y'all probably got to go to work tomorrow. Y'all may have some things to do on Monday. So when they're going to go live, but that's not my intention. However, shout out to anybody who's catching the replay or who will catch the replay. Yeah, so let's jump on in. I see some of y'all in here, so hey, loves. So, I don't know where to start though. I'm like, okay. So I'm in Bangkok now. So yeah, let's start with that. I'm in Bangkok. And last time y'all heard from me, I was still in South Korea and I was about to leave and go to Thailand. And I was so freaking excited because I wanted to get to better weather. So as y'all can tell, your girl feels good as fuck. Okay, like girl, like one time for the sun, one time for like the heat kissing on my skin, one time for me being able to wear my summer clothes. Like girl, I'm just like yes, okay, like yes, all the yeses, okay, like all the yeses. Now, if y'all been following me in other places online, which you should be if you're not, because legitimately when I do post, I'm never posting the same thing in different areas. Like everything is different in each area of my virtual worlds. However, y'all probably been like this past week since I've gotten here, like, since where you been? Because I like legit went off the grid a bit. And it wasn't it wasn't expected, you know what I mean? Like, I am very grateful and very happy about being in Thailand. This is one of my favorite Southeast Asian countries. Like, as a Black woman, I freaking love Thailand. Like, girl, Thailand always does my spirit well. Like, I feel like I always eat really good food here, you know. What else? I always meet really significant people to my journey here. Like, I just connect with people on such a different level here. Like, I meet people with substance and just people that I end up talking to for years, or people who are just very influential to the process that I'm going through on my journey, and, like, you know, helping me propel forward. You know what I mean? Like, I meet a lot of teachers here. I feel like you have teachers pretty much in all aspects of life. Like, everything that you're experiencing, you have a lesson to learn out of it. So, however, I feel like sometimes it's those people who I would say just are like ascended, you know what I mean? Who are just on a different spiritual level than maybe you are. And those teachers to me sometimes are even more pivotal, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I explain it, however, I just always have a dope ass time in Thailand. So and plus I was really excited as well about leaving Korea. Like, I feel like before I left Korea, the energy of it I wasn't feeling, you know? Like, I was just like, I don't feel as welcomed here, and I just feel very much not in alignment. Well, not that I always feel in alignment. It's just more so of like, I was so cold, like so freaking cold, and it was majorly affecting me. And I realized that being in tropical weather does my spirit well. And I also realized that I don't have to choose cold climates, so I'm gonna stop doing that. Like, I really had a lot of lessons while I was there as well. So, getting here, I was hella excited, and actually landing here, like, legit, I landed, y'all. I didn't have a place, so I was like literally at the airport trying to find a place, which is very, very interesting because that happened to me the first time I came to Thailand as well. But I didn't sit in the airport that long this time. This really seems like a full circle moment to me because it just feels like I'm in a transformation, and it feels like I'm going full circle. And y'all know I'm almost at my 5-year mark of travel. I need to actually look at my calendar to get specific about when that moment actually is. But I'm almost at my 5-year mark of travel and trip. And the first place I hit internationally was Bangkok. So it's very interesting to me that I am back in Bangkok at this moment. Like, to me, coming back to Bangkok at this moment felt like I was drawn here, and it felt like a full circle moment needed to happen. Like, I just can't fully explain it, but this just feels like a lot bigger than me, and just like bigger than what I may have. I honestly didn't even think about. I had no expectations coming here. Like, all the expectations I had was like, I'm about to eat some good ass food. Okay, like, I knew already, like, you know, ooh, I got that everywhere. I knew already, like, yo, I'm about to eat some good ass motherfucking food. Okay, I love Thai food. If you're not into Thai food, sis, you need to get into Thai food, and don't just come to Thailand and eat pad Thai. Like, pad Thai is good, but pad Thai is like surface level. Like, girl, you gotta eat some of the street food, like some of the soups. They have some really amazing chicken and sticky rice. Oh, girl, this is a blessing. And this dish called Pad Kapral Gai, which is like basil leaf. Well, Gai means chicken, but you can also get it with like beef or pork. So depending on what type of meat you want, most of the time people either make it with chicken or pork. And it's literally like a stir fry with your chosen meat, basil leaf, chilies, and they put some kind of sauces and stuff on it. Like, it's spicy, girl. Like, it could be real spicy. So if you don't really like spicy food, you just have to tell them like not too spicy. But I can't tell you how to say that in Thai. Like, I feel like I've lost all my Thai words. I don't remember that much. I'm sure they'll come back to me the longer I'm here. However, Google Translator is your friend. Go ahead and download the Thailand translation before you get here if you're coming to Thailand, so you can use Google Translator offline, and anywhere you go you can just type in what you want to know and just tell them like, I don't want it too spicy, but baby, it's a blessing. And they put it over rice, you know, mango sticky rice, all the curries, girl, the morning glory, like the tom yum soup. Like, I'm just like, so many things I'm about to eat. Hi, love. I'm good. I feel really good. It's interesting because, oh, y'all, okay, I have to be honest with y'all. I got to Thailand, right? And I have not really been outside. Like, it's interesting to me because I've come to Thailand so much, right? Like, so much. Baby, I done been to Thailand many, many, many times. Like, this place, I know I'm gonna have a house here in Bangkok specifically, like a loft or some type of sky rise, something real cute in my life, in this lifetime. Like, I know I will have property here at some point. However, basically, like the first time I came to Thailand, I really didn't know where the hell I was going. You know what I mean? Like, I couch surfed and I was in Siam district, and then I stayed near Khao San Road, which I really wouldn't recommend. That's like a go over there and party at least once, and after you do it once, it's good, but I wouldn't live over there because there's a lot going on. And even I was telling my friend, that actually kind of hurt a little bit. I was telling my friend yesterday, shout out to my boo Angelique. I'll have to drop her channel in the community. I'm gonna try to drop it in the comments after this video, but if I forget, I'm gonna drop it in the community. But Angelique messaged me from here, so she's been seeing my videos and she's so dope. So we got to link up yesterday, and just yes for her, like all of the freaking yeses for her. So I'm gonna, when I drop her channel, I want y'all to go support her. And you know, I feel like she's still new to YouTube, so you know, just encourage her, give her some words of affirmation. If you have like some suggestions for her videos, drop them in her comments. You know, help her channel grow. Like, she's dope, and she was truly an amazing blessing to me yesterday. So literally, we were talking about this, and I just was telling her, like, you know, because like street food is a big thing in Bangkok, and like when you come here for the first time to Thailand and you're coming from a Western culture, street food. So she asked me, like, how do you know how good the street food will be? And I really couldn't give her a straight answer, because I do believe, you know, on one end, it depends on the quality of the street food vendor, because like, but it's still kind of like you won't really know the difference in quality until you've been here a while. You know, you'll start to see the difference between some. Hi, Charlie. Hey, love. So you'll basically start to see the difference in like some street food vendors setup, and then others that are more organized. Like, they still might not look like up to American standards, but like you'll start to realize it the more that you're here. And then also, I felt like, depending on the street as well, because like not all Bangkok streets or Thai streets are clean. So if you're on a street like Khao San Road, is like a place I would never recommend you to eat street food, because there's a lot be going on that street. And honestly, the only time I've had food poisoning since I've been in Southeast Asia was when I lived on Khao San Road and I was eating on that street. So I would not recommend eating there. Eating at the restaurants, because that was the first time I had Kaprow guy, the little stir fry with the basil leaves and chili, girl, that's a blessing. Okay, it's a blessing of a meal. And yeah, I just wouldn't do street food in that area. But like, you can see when you go to different areas, like Khaosan Road. Like if you go to Khaosan Road, the streets are dirty, like dirty, like you know what I mean? But then if you go to other areas like Thonglor is an area like right off of the BTS, and it's a little bit nicer basically. You know what I mean? Like they have, it's like a party area, but not like Nana, like the Nana BT. I want to say is Nana is either the BTS station or MRT station. Basically, the Nana district is like the red light district, but at the same time, it's like the red light district, and they got some little tight strip clubs. It be a lot of shit going on in Nana, okay? Like a lot of shit. However, they got some dope ass like clubs over there. Like if you're a black person like in Bangkok and you're looking for the clubs that play our type of music like hip hop, R&B, even a little jazz, you know, like if you're looking for some flavor, you know, like some black flavor type of clubs, most of the time all of them are in, well, some in other areas, but a good chunk are in Nana district, even though it's also red light district. So you might want to be careful, just like not going there by yourself if you're a woman, because like I remember one time I went with my friend, and this man was trying to pick me up. I was like, boo, baby, I am not for sale. Can you go somewhere? You know? But Thonglor is more nicer. Like they have more, it's just more money in that area, and it shows. So that's like a good area to do street food. And then the area that I found maybe the second or third time that I came to Bangkok was called Old Nut, and that's my absolute favorite area. Girl, like it's more residential, it's very clean, it's very quiet, but then it's right near the BTS, so it's like it's just easy to get everywhere in the city from there. You can take a bus, you can hop on the SkyTrain, and then it's a lot of good things. Like if you want to go into like Ekamai, go into Thonglor to like grab some food or eat, or even go down to Siam and shop and stuff. And then I was telling Angelique about the W district, which is a must because they have like the most amazing food over there. However, this time when I came here, or even before I came here, it just felt to me like spiritually I was not meant to be in the only area, and it just felt like I needed to do something different, because y'all just know I'm in a place now of like, girl, I'm in alignment, and my spirit team, they be talking to me and they be sending me messages and I be listening, and I just felt like I felt two things before I came here. Well, I felt more than two things. I felt excitement, like hella excitement. You know, I felt like a full circle moment was about to happen, because I haven't been in Asia in like a little over a year now. This is like a minute, you know what I mean? Like when I left Vietnam, I hadn't been in Thailand for a while. And so just coming back to Asia right now, and specifically coming to Bangkok, is very significant. Then, you know, I just felt like I definitely needed a private accommodation. Like I definitely needed a private accommodation. Hi, Lisa. Hey, girl. I'm really great. I'm feeling really good. I'm in high spirits today. It's been a lot going on, though, but I'm in high spirits today. I feel really, really good. And that really honestly has a lot to do with my boo, Angelique. When I tell you, God, we're going to get into it, but she blessed me yesterday. Blessed my whole, she blessed me yesterday, and I'm so grateful. So freaking grateful. So, yeah, I just was feeling like I needed private accommodations, because when I thought about it, I just realized that over the last 6 months, I hadn't really had a time alone. And the place that I normally stay in Onut, like there's places where, you know, you can book an Airbnb in the Onut area, but I didn't find a lot of Airbnbs in that particular area. More so, the place that I stay at is normally this hostel called VX. I'm spelling it wrong. No, girl, what the fuck? VX. And then the number 50, but written out. So VX the 50. And they do have private rooms as well, but it's really inexpensive, and it's a really dope hostel. Like, really it's more so of a guest house, because they have hostel beds, or like, you know, dorms, like all women rooms, or everybody separated, no mixed dorms. So it's really cozy and things like that, and it's cheap as hell. It's like $5 a night if you're in the dorm, and then if you're in like any of the private rooms, I want to say they have like 4 or 5 private rooms, and I can't remember how much all of them are, but I know the one that I would frequently get was $16 a night, which still ain't bad, you know what I mean? And then some of the private rooms come with private bathrooms, but then others is like a big shared bathroom for, like, you know, between the women and the men or whatever, like separate, you know. And then they have a really dope rooftop, and you know, they're just super nice. And they have a kitchen downstairs so you can cook, nice little seating area, nice little garden in the back. And they don't do breakfast though, which is the only thing. And then Angelique she's one of my subbies from my virtual support system. What are y'all? Hello, she's one of y'all, girl. I'm gonna drop her YouTube channel. So basically she hit me up because she had some questions, because she, you know, she was coming to Thailand. So I want to say she has 2 more semesters of her undergraduate degree, and right now they're having a winter break, and so her and her boyfriend decided to come to Thailand. So they're about to do like a little hop. So they're in Bangkok now, and they're going to Phuket, I believe, and they're also going to Krabi. And well, actually, they're not in Bangkok for that much longer. Like, I want to say today's their last day in Bangkok, and then tomorrow they're leaving to go to the islands. So they're going to hit Krabi, they're going to hit Phuket, and then they're going to come back to Bangkok and maybe spend like 4 more days. And then, like, you know, I want to say they're supposed to be leaving January the 1st. So they may get back to Bangkok around the 28th or the 29th, which I feel like we're going to hang out again, because I found some dope shit. Like, I'm telling y'all, girl, look, sis be finding the cute things to do. So yeah, she just hit me up, and she just was asking me some questions about like Thailand and just about traveling. And y'all know, I'm like, maybe, I don't know if y'all know this, but let me just reiterate this and put this out here. If you don't know, like, I am very open to meeting y'all, you know, like, I often update my Instagram bio with where I'm at. I always have a pin of what country I'm in. And if they give me enough characters, because y'all know characters on bio are limited, I will put in the exact city. But in the very least, like, I'll put the country that I'm in. So if you are ever in the same country as me, just shoot me a message and be like, girl, let's link up. Girl, I'll be down, like, real shit. Like, when I was in Southeast Asia the first time, I was meeting up with so many of y'all, and that just was amazing for me. Like, granted, I did have one chick. It was one girl that I really couldn't fuck with, that, like, she was crazy. She was a little crazy. And I'm just a very, like, open person. So, you know, I had invited this girl to my house. Like, we planned to meet up, and our meetup it kind of fell through. And then I was like, you know, let's just go with the flow, girl. Whenever you done doing whatever you're doing, here's my address. Just come over. We can smoke a little blunt and chill the fuck out. You know, like, we can chill. But sis came to my house and scared the hell out of me. Okay, girl. Sis was tripping. So I did have to have a moment of reflection after that, of like, I have to be mindful about my safe space. However, that didn't deter me from meeting up with y'all, because, like, legit, like I was telling Angelique last night, like, y'all are truly my soul family. Oh my God, I feel like emotional saying this, but, like, truly, y'all are my soul family. I just truly believe that we are building a virtual support system, and really for me, however, it's like things are transitioning so that I can make this more full circle for all of us. Things are coming that will pull us even closer together and build our bonds. But like legit, I was telling Angelique this last night. I'm like, yo, like I never felt like I had support. You know what I mean? I never felt like, y'all, I just never felt like I had support, especially in my family and like how I grew up, you know? So now to have y'all, I feel so supported. Like I really be feeling like it's a lot of y'all who really rock with me really tough and truly show up for me and just support me in so many ways and so many things that I am doing, you know what I mean? And things that I am trying to do. So girl, y'all are like family, you know? So if we are in the same place, definitely don't feel scared to hit me up. Oh my God, y'all always be having me crying on the motherfucking lives. But literally, I'm cool as fuck. Like, as I am on this camera is how I am in person. Like, there ain't no other personalities, you know? Like, sometimes I'm human. I do have my moments where I detach from the world a bit, you know? Like, I'm used to being a loner. So if I feel like my energy is depleted, shit, I'll just fucking detach. Like, legit, I can't lie. I got to Thailand and I detached from, girl, I was not answering phone calls or nothing. I don't feel like I had a shutdown. I just feel like my spirit was like, sit your ass down. We need to think about some things for a moment. You know what I mean? My spirit, I'm gonna fill y'all in. But yeah, so keep an eye on my Instagram at @thecourtneywilliams if you don't know. And whenever you're traveling, if you happen to end up in the same place as me, or if you feel like, you know, or even if you're planning to come somewhere, you don't know if I'm going to go there, just send me a message and be like, yo, I'm about to come to this particular place and it looked like you kind of close. Are you coming to that way? Or, you know what I mean? Just shoot me a message because I legit respond to everybody. Like legit. Like if you send me a message, I'm going to respond to you, even if I'm not responding immediately, because I do believe in protecting my energy and I do believe in prioritizing my energy. So I'm not the type of person where I feel I'm divinely led, real shit, okay? Like, if I feel like I need to take a break from answering calls or answering emails, or you know, if I feel like I need to pull back from the virtual world, I will. But at the same time, I always get to all of the messages. Okay, so be patient with me. However, you know, don't be shy. Say hey. Like I be talking, so say hey. Just say hey. So somebody's at my door, but I don't want to answer right now because we're on a live. So I'll answer that later because I feel like it's the office. She wanted to talk to me about something. So yeah, basically she messaged me. She sent me a message and I just was like, well, hold up. Let me tell this lady I'm gonna come downstairs. Hold up. Hey, I'm doing a video alive. I come down in a second when I finish. Do you see I'm on live? Okay. Okay. You promised me Wednesday last. Okay. I will come back. I'll come down and we'll talk after I finish. Okay. Thanks. Okay, y'all. I was not going to answer the door, but then I'm like, nah, I need to at least say something to this lady. So, yeah, Charlie said I had a blast meeting up with you. Yeah, we had so much fun. I'm sad we didn't get to link up when I was in Houston this last time, but, you know, next time I come, I'll have a car. I'm going to pay my tickets off. Next time I come to Houston, I'm going to pay my tickets off, and I'm going to rent a car so I can get around the city more easy. Hi Jasmine, girl, how are you? She said, hey, I finally got to catch one of your lives. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, like legit, you know, we were just messaging, and then she was telling me that she was coming to Bangkok, but this was like while I was still in Korea, and I'm like, I'm coming to Bangkok too. Oh, excuse me. I was like, I'm coming to Bangkok too. So hold on. Oh, I was like, I'm coming to Bangkok too. So hi, Whitney. Hi, love. So I was like, you know, I'm coming to Bangkok too, and she was just telling, like, her, I was messaging her, and I was messaging this other girl who was trying to find some hair, because y'all know I know all the hair, like, not all of them, but I know a good chunk of hair spots in Southeast Asia. So I wasn't able to meet up with my other boo though, but because I feel like she's on the, she went to the islands. I can't remember. Oh, I think she said she went to Krabi. I can't remember her name right now because I can't remember her handle name, but she ended up going to Krabi, so I didn't get to link up with her, but I feel like she's coming back to Bangkok, so I may see her before she leaves Bangkok. But me and Angelique hung out yesterday, and girl, we had so much fun. Like legit, I was telling her that we should go to this weekend market. I can't pronounce it, but it's like this, it's like one of the biggest weekend markets in Bangkok. And girl, it's just a little blessing. Like they have all the vendors and they have like all the food as you're walking through. And I just was like, oh, we should do this, but like that didn't really work out for us because I like going with the flow, and I feel like she likes going with the flow as well, or at least since while she's on vacation, you know what I mean? And they just got here like literally 2 days ago. So she just basically had a lot of jet lag. So I was like, oh, girl, let's look, message me when you wake up, and we'll just go from there. So we ended up going to this park instead, and girl, we talked for like hours. It was great. And girl, it was so amazing because, you know, this is why I do feel like today my energy is even higher, because y'all gotta really go to the park. Like if you're in an area where the weather is good enough, you know what I mean, where it's not too cold and it's not like, you know, where you can just find a good ass natural space to go walk through, like go walk through it, okay, and get all that energy from the, you know, from the surroundings. And if you can, lay in the motherfucking grass, okay? Like, girl, I was laid out. Oh my God, I took my shoes off. Like, girl, it's an amazing grounding experience. So we had a dope ass time, and then we went on like a little adventure trying to find food, because so basically I'm in a different area. I'm not in the area that I would normally stay in, because maybe the last 6-7 times that I've come to Bangkok before this time, I always stay in the Oakland area, because like I said, it's like residential, it's quiet, it's close to all the transportation, it's really close to like a lot of the popular areas. It's like easy access. And then, you know, they got a grocery store at the end. They have this really dope mom and pop little, it's kind of like a cafeteria setup, like an outdoor cafeteria setup with different little vendors. And they're all like owned by like older Thai people. So it's just like really great energy. Like this was how I learned a lot of Thai initially, because I would literally just walk across the street, go get me some fried rice or some like prawn kapak guy, you know, like girl, like all the blessings, you know, girl, just all the blessings, like all the blessings are in that area. And I have been having moments of like, well, I don't feel like I had a moment yet of like, damn, I should have stayed in that area. However, I definitely can feel the difference, because, you know, when you're used to an area, it's more comfortable to you, and you know the spots. You know what I mean? You know what's the what, and you can easily get into the flow of how that goes. You know what I mean? However, I felt like this time around, super like private accommodation, like not in somebody's house. You know, like, you know, they do have the Airbnb. I'll do a video for y'all at some point before I go. But this is like a proper apartment building. So I don't really have to, I might see like a hand, like not even a handful, like I probably have seen like 2 or 3 people in total. Like I really don't be seeing a lot of people. And then once I'm in my room, like girl, like I'm in a little vibe. So I needed something like this at this point. Like it's the last month. I needed to reflect. I needed to prepare for the new year. And I just also felt like I know I'm comfortable in that area, and sometimes you got to get out your comfort zone. That's how you find other things. That's how you stumble on more blessings. Like so many more things pop up for you when you step out of your comfort zone. So I was like, okay, Spirit, I'm not going to stay in no nut this time. Like I just felt like I wasn't supposed to stay in Old Nut this time. Like I felt like I needed to stay in another area. And I just particularly felt very drawn to this area. Hi, Terry. Hi, love. Hey, boo. Oh, Whitney. Yeah, girl, you definitely got to go to Thailand. You definitely got to come to Thailand. Thailand's a blessing. December 30th. Okay, y'all. So I met Whitney. She's a singer in South Korea, girl. She's doing a lot of dope things over there. Black girl, just dope. And she's about to leave. I want to say her teaching contract is ending, so she's about to leave, be hopping around and stuff as well. I don't know, Whitney, you got videos? I think, yeah, I feel like Whitney got some, like a couple of videos on her channel. I don't remember how many, because I do remember seeing a vlog, and like I remember you were in a studio. Like she was recording some music at one point, because she's been doing like a lot more singing and like just hitting up the music scene and that's been really dope, because sister got vocals, okay? Instagram, so check her out as well. And yeah, Lisa says she loves Bangkok too. Yeah, I love Bangkok. Like Bangkok treats me well. Like even I feel like for me and my Black experience as a Black woman in Bangkok, I always feel very welcomed here. You know, I always feel very welcomed in Bangkok. And I do be having these moments where, you know, you got to get prepared for the stairs and things. But like this time around, none of that affected me. Now, granted, I'm not in the area that I'm in. I don't know the full name of this area, right? I don't know the full name of this area because like I said, this is a new area, nothing about it aside from like this weekend market that I really love is like up at the light. And what else did I know? Like I I don't know much. I'm still exploring this area a bit. I'm still finding things, but I know also it's not too far from the Damyung airport and like not too far from the Mo Chit BTS station. If you come to Bangkok, if you're a little familiar, it's not that far from the Mo Chit BTS station. So yeah. Oh, Whitney, ending Friday. We just might link up. There are a few 8 or 9. Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, shit, I don't remember seeing a lot of videos on your channel, but there are some videos there. Yeah, so y'all check it out. And yeah, you got to get to the warm, because I had to go. I was running the hell up out of Korea. Honey, when I tell you, I will never, ever go to motherfucking Korea during the winter season again. Okay, like legit, I'm not even real shit. If I'm being real with y'all, I wasn't impressed with Korea. I have some more videos coming about Korea. I wasn't impressed. I was like, the most excitement that I had about being in Korea was just like a pin, like more of like a pin mark of like, oh my God, I'm in Korea. I'm really doing a world tour. Oh my God. And you know, like that was more exciting to me. And then, you know, being able to like hang out with Lisa, like those were the things that really excited me. And like, you know, I had some good food. We had some really good moments together. However, as a whole, I wasn't really that impressed with Korea. It wasn't like one of those places where I'm like, oh my God, I gotta go back there. Or like, oh my God, I'm in love with this. Like, nah, it wasn't like that for me. I wasn't like, I was like, oh, okay, it's Korea. Oh, okay. However, I will go there at least one more time. I will go there at least one more time just because I know I wasn't fucking with this weather, and I know that, you know, when you're in a climate that you don't fuck with, whether you're a cold person who likes cold weather and, you know, you're in a place that's too damn hot or vice versa, that affects you, you know what I mean? And it also affects like your perspective on the place. So I'm sure that had a little bit to do with it. Seoul was cute. You know, we had fun in Seoul when it was Halloween night, girl. So Halloween night was lit. Oh, it was lit. Okay, girls were shaking all the ass. Okay, it was everything. So yeah, I would do Seoul again. I would do Korea again when it's warmer. Like, I'll do a fall. I heard it's real cute during the fall, and I think I was more prepared for a fall. You know, I'll do a spring. I'm not even against the summer. Apparently, it gets hella hot during the summer, but I'm not against that. You know, I've been in Thailand during the heat waves and Vietnam, so I mean, I don't see it being much warmer than that. So, and I'm from Texas, so I'm like. So I'll give him another chance, but yeah, it was that was just my feelings about it. You're glowing. Thank you. LOL. It's like life or death at this point, girl. I know. Girl, when I tell you I left, y'all remember I went to Busan, and when I came back to Pyeongtaek. Before I came back to Pyeongtaek, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stay maybe 2 more weeks before I go. Sis, when I came back, first getting off the train to walk to her house, I was cold as fuck. I was like, oh my God. And it's like, girl, I wasn't ready. It's like you need warmers for your goddamn hands. You got this big ass bubble coats and you layered all up, and you got snow boots and shit. It gets that cold when you need some snow boots and bubble coats. Like, no, no, hell no. And heat warmers, like legit, they have these. I do have one with me, but I can't show y'all right now because it's somewhere. I don't know exactly where. But sis, it's legit a heat warming pack that you kind of like, you know, break it a little bit, and it keeps it stays hot for like 14 hours. Like, I don't want to be nowhere where I need that. Period. So like legit, that possible 2 weeks turned into 5 days. Okay, when I tell y'all I was stalking them flights. I was stalking them flights, and like legit, I'm sure y'all could feel the excitement when I made my last video and just how happy that I was about to leave. I was like, yes, Spirit. Like, even I had a moment with Spirit because I was like, look, it's time to go. I got every message that I was meant to get here. I'm ready to go. I want to go now. So I need y'all to help me work these flights out. And literally something else had happened around that time. I can't remember. It just left my head. But yeah, I wasn't fucking with it. I was ready to go. I was like, I want to do this again. How about that? Okay, Whitney says summer, Busan, and the countryside is the best for me. I heard like Busan apparently is a really dope place. I didn't really do much while I was there. It wasn't meant for me to do a lot of tourist exploring type of things while I was there. I had some reflection to do when I got there. So I didn't really see the city. Plus, as well, it was cold. I wasn't trying to be out like that. Like, girl, no. Like, legit. I do remember one time I went outside. It was a morning. I want to say Lisa had to like teach a class or something, or she was doing. Oh, she had a meeting. She had a meeting. So I just remember when she had this meeting that she just needed private time. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll just go to the coffee shop. And I bundled up, y'all. Like, I had one of her bubble coats on. I had a hoodie on. I had on a shirt underneath that. I had on my yellow jacket, girl. I had on some sweats. I had on some tights. Now, on my feet, though, I probably should have put my tennis shoes on, but I just put, like, 2 pair of socks on, and I slid my feet in, like, these, like, thick, like, little sandals. Like, they're like a little leather sandal my grandma gave me, and they're cute, and I like them. You know, they're just like a easy little 1-2. Baby, my feet froze. Okay, like one of my feet was frozen. Okay, I was still cold, and it was like I could see my breath. I don't want to see my breath. I don't want to do it. Okay, I don't want to do it. So Busan maybe the next time, and then it's a place not too far from Busan called Jeju Island. That place looks super cute, but apparently it's cold season there too. And I was like, I'm not fucking with none of this. And like legit, when I came back to Lisa's house, she had a bunch of plans because, you know, it's the end of the year. You know, I want to say at that time, Thanksgiving had just passed. And, you know, like it was a lot of things about to be happening. She had a lot of things planned to do. And we were planning to, like, she was telling me, like, you know, what was popping and like, okay, we're doing this with some friends this weekend and this weekend. And, you know, initially I was like, oh, yeah, I could do this and that with you, you know, because I'm going to be here for 2 weeks. Sis, when I went outside the second time, because I literally came in and I was like just chilling in the house, okay? I was just doing some stuff online. But when I went outside the second time, I feel like I needed to buy groceries at that point. I needed food, okay? So I went out for food. Baby, ooh, I was cold as fuck. It got colder, okay? Like, I was cold as fuck. I came back in the house legit like, I'm not going out anymore. Like, I made sure I got everything that I was going to get, that I was going to eat for the last bit of time there. Because I was like, I'm not hanging out with nobody else. Like, if they not coming to Pyeongtaek, and, you know, can knock on this door and come up in here, I'm not going to see them, you know, like real shit. And I'm not going, like all these little events that you got going, all of them sound cute. Thank you for, you know, including me. However, no, I'm not going to none of it. I'm not going outside no more. The next time I'm going outside is when it's time for me to leave. Okay? Period. That's how cold it was. Like, I really wasn't fucking with it, y'all. Like, I was running about it there, and I was stalking the flights, and literally, it was even one moment where the flights was acting funny because they were more, apparently they were like 59 at one point, but like I didn't get it at that time. I missed that price. So they had went up to like 100, and then I was waiting for some money to hit my account. So then I was like, okay, when this deposit hit, then I'll buy the flight. And so, girl, when the deposit hit, the flights had went up to like 190 to 200. And this is when I had to have a conversation with Spirit, because I was like, Spirit, the fuck? Like, I need some help. Hello, make these flights work. Like, I'm cool with paying like $100 to hop over, but like 200 for like a flight to Bangkok and I'm in Asia, like, sir, no. Sir, ma'am, no. Like, what? So I was just being patient, but I was stalking this girl. When I tell you I was stalking the flights, oh my God, I was stalking them. And then basically before like a bunch of flights dropped, the only flight, so it's like the full first week that I was back, all the flights for the end of the week was still high. But literally, I want to say it might have been a Tuesday night, and I was checking the flights around 7. Maybe it was a Monday, because I feel like it might have been a Monday or Tuesday. I can't remember exactly, but I remember it being early in the week, and I remember checking the flights around the evening time, and legit, they had a flight that had dropped to like $120 that was at 6 a.m. the next morning. So to get that flight, I basically I could have booked it, and I would have literally had to start packing at that point so that I could take the last train from Pyeongtaek to get to Seoul. And I want to say the last train was like at 12 something, and it would have got me to, was it 12 something, and it would have got me to Seoul around 3, and then I would have just, you know, had a couple of hours. Like, I was this close to booking that bitch. And I was like, nah, that ain't gonna really work, because it's just, you know, I don't like rushing. I like being in flow. And then also I needed to get a new suitcase. It was a couple of things that just weren't in alignment with buying that ticket, but I was this close. I was this close. Whitney said Jeju is a vibe, girl. Yeah, I heard very good things about Jeju Island. So if you're ever in Korea, definitely hit up Jeju. Definitely hit up Busan. Pyeongtaek was cute. I would say you want to hit up Pyeongtaek, because if you go by the army base, that's where the black ladies, it's a black woman who has 2 businesses in the Pyeongtaek area. She has a restaurant. It's kind of like a diner, like American diner. So you can get things like chicken and waffles, like just really good shit. And then she has like, she has a beauty supply. I want to say it's called, what is called, Whitney? Honey something. I can't remember the full name, but like, it's worth going there for the day. They got a couple of things over there. It's a cute little area. It's a little bit more quieter than Seoul. She say, I am dying over here, girl. I know. Rosa said, I'm thinking of teaching abroad. I have only researched Westgate. Please share your agency that you secured employment with. It will be truly helpful. Thanks. Oh, baby, don't go with no agency. And shout out to Whitney. Definitely, I would recommend Dave's ESL Cafe. Dave's ESL Cafe has a lot of jobs on their international job board for like all over Southeast Asia, really even further than that. Like, I know that they sometimes post job listings for the Middle East, you know, for China, for Korea, for Taiwan, for Malaysia, for Vietnam, for like a bunch of different places. So yeah, sis, I feel like when people think about teaching English, people automatically think that they need an agent, just because, you know, the thought of going to a place that you haven't been to, like a foreign place that you haven't been to, and getting employment seems a little bit daunting. You know what I mean? And then trying to swift through all of, like, you know, the information that you may be finding on blogs and things like that can be very daunting. But at the end of the day, if you have an agent, boo, that means that they're going to get a cut. Somebody got to pay them. So where do you think that money coming from? It's coming out of your check. You know what I mean? Out of your overall check. And most of the time, for all of the people who now granted, this doesn't really apply for South Korea because they have a different process. But like, if you're going to like Vietnam, if you're going to Thailand, I wouldn't really recommend Malaysia, because they speak really good English, so they don't really pay that well. But I know for sure, like, Indonesia has a lot of English teaching positions in Jakarta as well. But basically, all of those places, you don't need to have an agent. Like, legit, you can get there, you know, you can connect with somebody, or you can get there and just hit the ground running, do a little research. I don't know if you know this, Rosa, but I also I started this like this past month, because I feel like a lot of times y'all hit me up and y'all ask me a lot of questions about teaching English, about like, just y'all be having all kinds of questions, and I always be answering y'all. However, as we're moving into more sustainability in the brand, I decided to start offering one-on-one pre-travel consultations. So basically, if you need a moment where you want to do a consultation and we can break it all down for you, where like wherever you're interested in going, I can give you all the full tea, and just, you know, have full access to me, my expertise, because I've been traveling for 5+ years, and a big chunk of that I taught English in various places in Southeast Asia. Plus, you know, of course, my network, you know, I know some people. So it's like, if I don't know it, somebody in my network does. And I be, you know, I'm friendly, you know, so I know a bunch of people, and I be getting the tea. So if you're interested in that, it's only $70, and literally we can have a call and I can get you all straightened out. So yeah, just send me a message. I'm gonna put my email in here. If you wanna, info at the If you want to do a consultation, either send me an email and just say, hey, Courtney, I'm interested in the pre-travel consultations. And then basically at that point, I will send you an invoice so you can pay your $70. And then I'll send you a pre-travel consultation assessment. And at that point, you basically, you know, like it just gets us more clear about what you're actually needing so that I can start to compile all my information for you. Because like, you know, I know like links to certain places, different schools, different schools and like different places, you know, just so I can pull it all together so we can have an effective call. So if you're interested in that, shoot me an email and just let me know, and then we can get the process rolling. Or you can just DM me on Instagram at @thecourtneywilliams. Tammy, you leaving? Hit me up. I just looked at flights. Okay, good night. I'll hit you up. I'll shoot you a message tomorrow because I feel like it's late there now. So tomorrow I'll shoot you a message. What else was said? Hello. She got businesses now. Oh, Whitney talking about I don't know this Black woman's name, y'all. I don't know her name. What's her name, Whitney? I didn't have an opportunity to meet her, but I did hit up her diner, and I walked past the hair salon because we was in the area. Lisa was getting her hair braided, and I ended up getting my hair cut over there, and I was planning to go into it after my haircut, but when I walked back, they were closed, so it didn't work. So yeah, she has Honey Hair, she has JJ Diner, and then she has JJ Jazz Lounge is new, right? And I want to say it's above. It's gonna be above JJ Diner, right? Oh, her name's Jessica. That's what Whitney said. Her name's Jessica, and Jessica's popping. You can literally apply. Yeah, you can apply directly to the schools as well. So if you want, oh shit, girl, I done burnt this goddamn. Well, it's a burn mark now on this sheet. Sis is gonna. I'm gonna have to get it together. Yes, I will. So her name's Jessica Fry. Yes, I do remember Lisa telling me this, but it had left my mind. So yes. Okay, yes for the dopeness. So yeah, I don't remember what I was saying before that, but basically I do remember that I'm staying in a different area of Bangkok right now, just because of how I'm feeling, how I felt spiritually. And it was very interesting to me too, because I had a moment where I was like, yo. Like when I thought about it, I was like, damn, I've been around a lot of energy for the last 6 months. Like normally I like to balance out private accommodations and shared accommodations because I'm still growing. You know what I mean? Like I said, I feel like 2019 has definitely been the year of building up the financial stability of this brand. And I have done a lot of things. I've started a lot of projects this year. So like, if you've been seeing, like, you know, y'all know I just dropped some merch not too long ago. If you saw that in the community, so definitely support me. Hello, yes, okay. I started dropping some ebooks and things. We're doing our very first retreat, and I gotta say this as well because I was talking to Angelique last night, and she was telling me she mentioned the retreat at one point. And I was like, yeah, girl, we want to retreat. It's gonna be lit. And for anybody who's curious, I have 4 spots left. Okay, so once those spots are gone, baby, they're gone. Okay, this is a very intimate retreat. However, it was very interesting to me last night because Angelique told me that she thought that I was doing some type of promo. You know, like, you know, there's this option for travel. It's a possibility. Some travelers may get connected to a tourist board in a particular country. Because I know, like, I have another friend who I met when I first started traveling. I met her in Bangkok, girl, and she was like really my first encounter of hula hooping. Like, but I wasn't into hula hooping when I met her, but I remember she had a hula hoop, and I just remember how dope she was. Like, she's a goddess. Like, she's like amazing. Like, I love Monica, and I legit was telling her, I was like, yo, we got to link up in 2020, sis. Like, normally we link up in different countries and cut the fuck up. But I was like, we need to link up in 2020. It's been too damn long. We need to make a plan and make that shit happen. So somebody's festival we're gonna be at, and we're gonna be high. So yeah, basically I remember her telling me, because she has a blog already, and her blog has a big engagement level, and I wanted to say she does a few YouTube videos, but she's bigger in her blog area. She's more of a writer. And so she was telling me at one point when she went to India, she got the attention of the travel board in India, and now they have requested for her to come back in 2020 to host her first retreat there. But it's a little bit different when a tourist board requests you to come back, because it's not like of course you can put your input in of like, oh, I think this would be good, I think that would be good, but for the most part, the tourist board plans it. They cover all your costs, you know what I mean? And then, you know, if anybody who wants to come because you're coming, then they pay whatever the fees are. But my retreat, y'all, this is not like a promotion of like, this is not like, no, I built this retreat, okay? Like, this is not sponsored. This is not, nobody is paying me in terms of like a tourist board or a tourist company. Like, legit, this was a whole, girl, I can't even begin to tell y'all how much work I had to put in, and this has not even, it hasn't even happened yet. Like, legit, we are doing all the dope shit that I experienced while I was in Brazil. All the shit that you may be able to find online, and the stuff that you can't find online. The things that locals do. You know, like, we are about to have some amazing experiences, okay? Like, things that lift your spirit, things that awaken your spirit, things that unlock your goddess, like things that I personally did and I personally walked through as I was unlocking. Because like it just feels like I've always been on a spiritual journey. You know, I haven't always had confidence. Like, I did have like when I was younger, I was very insecure. You know, I didn't really love myself. Like, I really didn't like myself, real shit. And a lot of times I'd be having daydreams about being Beyonce's daughter, baby. Real talk. Like, I'd be just wishing that I was someone other than myself. You know what I mean? Like, my childhood was very hard for me, and it was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie. It was a lie, shit. And it took me a lot of intentional actions to build up my confidence, where I began to actually like myself. You know what I mean? Like, girl, we're gonna have to talk about my childhood school days at some point, because if we start talking about it now, it could go on forever. But like, legit, I have experienced bullying. You know, I was the darkest always in my class. I was always the tallest in my class. So you can imagine what, you know, kids would be talking, how they would be trying to talk about me. I always had to look somebody ass because, you know, I was very shy, but at the same time, it's like, don't touch me. You know what I mean? But like, I was a target, you know, and then like with my mom, it was a lot of times, like, before I went to CPS, where she would intentionally send me to school looking raggedy as fuck, like, wouldn't wash my clothes, wouldn't do my hair, wouldn't feed me, you know what I mean? So y'all can just imagine, it was a hard time for me, and I really didn't feel loved. I didn't feel supported. I didn't fucking like myself. And it literally took like, it took me to begin faking like I like myself. Like, you know, you always hear this, fake it till you make it, and I took that shit hella to heart. And I started seeing women when I was at CPS who looked like I wanted to be, you know what I mean? Like, women who would walk in the room and they glow just engulfed the room, you know? Like, I was so inspired by those type of women and just the essence of them, you know, and the just, you know, women that not only came in the room and like came in that bitch like, I'm here, you know what I mean, without even saying shit, but you know that they up in this bitch now. But also when you encounter them, just good energy, good spirit, just inside and out, just dope ass woman, you know what I mean, dope ass Black woman. And I started seeing those type of women, and I aspired to be like them, and I just legit faked it until I made it. And then once I fucking started believing it, you know, it just started growing from there. However, I feel like when I got to my process through Brazil was very much a spiritual awakening. And that's what this retreat is about. Like, it's like, we gonna shake some ass, of course, you know, we gonna see some cute ass cultural things, of course, but we're also going to feed our spirits and awaken y'all's goddess. Like, wait, something happened with the connection was going in and out. But it's like, this is a retreat for us to come together and connect, you know, have an intimate moment together, but unlock our motherfucking goddess and live our best life, you know, begin to glow up. Like, girl, like, y'all just keep saying like how much y'all see me glowing now and just all these things. And y'all, like, when I tell you I'm not doing anything different to my skin, like, my skin routine has been the same all of my travel. I really just believe that I'm glowing from the inside out because I'm taking better care of myself. I'm focusing on my spirit. I'm being, you know, like, I'm aligned, and it's like I'm not moving how I used to move. And this was a big thing that popped up while I was staying with Lisa. I actually talked about this in an audio diary. I haven't been releasing these audio diaries yet, but I've been doing audio diaries on the low for a minute. This is something that will be going to Patreon. That'll be like, you know, like a feature of becoming a Patreon is you'll start to get these audio diaries, which are even deeper. Like, if y'all think that these conversations get deep, the audio diaries get deep, deep, deep. And they're like, you know, in the moment, in the thick of shit. You know what I mean? Because I do feel like sometimes when you're recalling information, when you're like, after you have gone through something and I'm telling you the story, it's not the same as like expressing how you're feeling in the thick of it. You know what I mean? Like, when you in the thick of some shit, it's a different fucking vibe. Like, once you done made it out, it's like, okay, I can breathe now. Let me tell y'all what's up and how I made it through. But like, when you're in the thick of it and you're processing, like, this is what's happening and this is how I'm feeling about it and this is what I feel like I'm gonna do to rectify the situation. And like, you know, next diary, okay, I tried that didn't work, but this is what I'm gonna do now. You know, like, that is the process of these diaries. And I was honestly a little bit scared about putting them out. We're gonna talk about that as well because they are very, very motherfucking vulnerable. Like, they're vulnerable on a whole nother level. And honestly, the first batch of them, I may have done like 30 already, and this was happening while I was in Brazil. So y'all remember, while I was in Brazil, I was off the grid, okay? Y'all remember I wasn't posting no videos. I had took a motherfucking break from social media. My spirit said, we are done with social media for now. You need to focus on something else. And during that time, I was recording these audio diaries. So I recorded a bunch of audio diaries during the thick of it. And literally after that, it was like after I left Brazil, I wasn't feeling the urge to record them as much. And that has a little bit to do with some fear. However, at the same time, I'm in a transformation right now, and I'm in the thick of some shit right now. And legit, I felt called to do another audio diary yesterday. So I just feel like the audio diaries, they come when it's time for them to come. You know what I mean? When it's time for me to release in that type of way, that's what they're there for. But I just looked at it differently yesterday. I was like, it's okay if I'm not recording the audio diary every single day, but like, definitely when I'm in the thick of some shit, I feel like it's important to be able to express myself in that way. Like, it's just, it's very freeing. So basically, I just say all of that to say, one, Patreon about to be lit as fuck. What's up for Patreon? And two, that like, this glow that y'all are seeing from me, this shit really started while I was in Brazil, y'all. Like, really, like, this retreat is about to change everybody's life. Everybody who comes on this retreat, this is about to change y'all life. And it's not me hyping it up. I'm telling y'all real shit. Like, we about to do ayahuasca, boo. Your life is about to be changed, okay? Your life is about to be changed. So, look, Period. Okay, so I just wanted to clear up that misconception, because when I was talking to Angelique last night, I was like, girl, what made you think that? And because she was just telling me how excited she was for me, and just, you know, like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Like, I was like, she was just thinking that I was getting some sponsorship money from this. Like, now granted, I had to fully plan this, right? So I had to talk to all the vendors, talk to all the local people, get all the prices, do a what is it called? I can't remember what it's called, where you budget it. I had to do the budgeting for it, set up the proper pricing, like, you know what I mean? Like, sis, it's been a lot of work going into this already, and we just secured our accommodation. So like, girl, the place we're staying in is fucking beautiful, okay? And we booked out the whole damn building, okay? It's in a prime location, beautiful freaking views, beautiful freaking energy. We got the whole bitch to ourselves, the whole place to ourselves. So literally there's more than enough space for everyone to also have time to be able to go back to their own private rooms and just retreat. You know what I mean? Because I feel like, I know when I went on my first retreat, I felt like we always were with other people. Like, there were always like 3 people in a room. Well, specifically when we were in Bangkok, when we went back to Salvador, I had my own apartment, so I didn't need to stay with them. But like, when we were, I know for them it was a lot, because it's like there was never a moment where they were just by themselves. Whereas on my retreat, it's like, you know, it's like, I feel like I spaced out the activities in a way that we have wiggle room and time to actually breathe and time to flow, so we don't feel rushed, you know what I mean? So we can be in alignment. And then at the same time, I truly believe when you're hosting a retreat, for anybody in the future who's like, oh, I want to host a retreat, like, it's hard work, but it's more than possible. You know what I mean? And I will have to tell you, I've been taking a lot of notes so that I can share the process with y'all after the retreat actually happens, because it's like a lot of things before you put up your site that you need to get in order. And then once your site is up and you're taking payments and things, there's a lot of things that go into that. And then like, once you're getting closer to the retreat, it's like a lot of things that you need to be checking on in terms of like vendors and things like that. And then once everybody actually gets there, you know what I mean, you're responsible for all of the women or whoever comes on your retreat, you know what I mean? So you want to, of course, make sure everybody's safe and everybody's enjoying themselves and everybody leaves feeling how you want them to feel. And I want everybody to leave feeling like their life is about to change, like something has unlocked in them. And I know that they will. Like, the activities that we have is like, these are handpicked that I have personally done that I believe help to unlock my goddess. You know what I mean? So clear that misconception up. If y'all think that I got some sponsorship from like some company, no, boo. I built this from the ground up, me and my soul sister, because I have a guest speaker as well. I haven't really introduced y'all to her yet, but she's really dope. She also does some really amazing hula hoop vibes. She does the singing bowl. She does Reiki, like, baby. And when I tell you, this is about to change your life. So yeah, I will share after the retreat. For anybody who else is like just interested, like, oh, I would like to do a retreat myself, I will share all the information after the retreat happens, because I feel like I gotta fully go through the retreat first for me to give y'all the information of how you set it up, how you do it, and all that good jazz. So yeah, let me know, or not even let me know. I'll let y'all know. Whitney said, how long will you be there? Well, I don't know. Know that I have 30 days because my visa doesn't expire until January the 5th. However, I'm moving on Spirit's time. So Spirit could be like, we out tomorrow. And I would go. You know what I mean? I don't know. If like literally just hit me up when you're coming. Just touch base with me. Because it's like, honestly, y'all, I might be having plans, like, because even this happened with me and Lisa, like, I might say, like, this is what my intention is, or, like, I may say I want to stay for 2 weeks, or I may say I want to do that, but at the end of the day, if Spirit tell me to do something else, I'm going to do it. So, yeah, it's best to hit me up. Like, you know, it's best to let me know a little bit ahead of time. However, it's best to also check up with me when it's closer to the time, so I can let you know where the hell I actually am, or what the plan is, or if something else done popped up. You know what I mean? Jasmine said, what the retreat about? I feel like this was a message before I fully explained it, but just to recap, we are doing a lot of spiritual work. We are shaking a little bit of ass. We are seeing cultural, you know, really dope cultural pieces that are very much related to the Afro-Brazilian journey. You know what I mean? Like, I believe Brazil is so amazing, and it's specifically Bahia. Like, if you're a Black person and you have never been to Bahia, you need to make your way. I believe it's as important as going home to Africa, if not more important. And the only reason why I would say that it may be more important is because in Bahia particularly, it's like where the most Black people got dropped off during slavery in Brazil, or in South America, right? And we are literally both Afro descendants of slaves. So they understand our journey. Because I know a lot of times with African cultures, with other Afro cultures, some in Africa and some outside of Africa, sometimes they don't understand African American experiences. You know what I mean? I feel like sometimes people be looking at Afro Latinas, Afro Brazilians, they kind of ignore the darker skinned people and just kind of look at it like just the light skinned Afro people, like this exotic thing that they're trying to do. However, the darker Afro Brazilians are there. I can't really speak for like Chile and Argentina and all those places, because I only went to Colombia and Brazil that go around in South America. So those are only two I can speak for as of now. And personally, I didn't like Colombia. And personally, I was very heartbroken and saddened when I was traveling through Colombia and I went to like Cartagena. Like, Cartagena is a big spot for Black people to see other local Black people. However, I know they have this really amazing slave town that's worth visiting. It was the first free slave town in the Americas, and they're still thriving. However, outside of that, I felt like every time I saw Afro-Colombians that looked like me, they were in deep struggle, and it wasn't fun. It didn't feel cute. It didn't feel good to me to be traveling through this country, and I see people that look like me that are, you know, in deep despair and living in places that look like they don't have water or lights, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I know as travelers, a lot of times we're in countries where our money may go a lot longer, you know what I mean? Where we may, like, for instance, I'm in Thailand right now. Thailand dollar to the USD is very significantly different. You know what I mean? Thai baht is a lot cheaper. It goes a lot longer. Like, your USD goes a lot longer in Thailand. Even in Colombia, it goes a lot longer. So it's like, yeah, I can be in this country and I could be living better, but it doesn't feel good to me to be in a country where there's a big population of people that look like me and they're not able to live a quality life. So Colombia was real sketchy. It's a place that I gotta do again, because I'm just like, this really can't be it. But y'all know I had a moment with the police there. Like, it was a lot of crazy shit happening in Colombia. I wasn't fucking with it. I was like, this shit is for the birds. However, in Brazil, we are both Afro descendants, and I feel like a lot of times in Africa, our African first generation people who are in like Britain or who are in like parts of Europe, they look down on African Americans. You know what I mean? And I'm sure this is because of propaganda. You know what I mean? Like, they look at us like we're ghetto, and just they very much just look down upon us, like we are not good enough, or we are not, you know, all these bad things. And part of that, I believe, is truly because they don't understand our culture. They don't understand our experience. You know, if you're not an Afro descendant of a slave, how can you understand how we then got to this point? You can't understand it. You know what I mean? Like, your empathy level is different. So literally being in Brazil, when I tell y'all, I felt like I was home. I felt like I was home. It was amazing, like the energy there. the energy there is so amazing. And it's not to say that they're not going through things, because their experience is very much similar to ours. This is why I say they are sisters to us, because literally they're still dealing with civil rights issues now. They still had to deal with all the things that happened with slavery. You know, they still are dealing with people, the police killing them, you know what I mean, and facing discrimination, you know, because they have darker skin. Now, granted, in South America, which I learned this last night about Angelica, was that because she took a class, so she's first generation African American, but her mom and dad both were born in Haiti, and then they grew up in New York. And she's so dope. I love her. Like, we had the best time yesterday, literally. However, she was telling me like what she learned in like one of her recent Afro classes, where basically in most of South America, it's tricky for them to call out things as being racist, because a lot more people are mixed. At some point, they had something called like the caste system, which I'm not really familiar with. I have to do some more research on it. It's something I literally found out about last night. So I would suggest anything that you hear from me as well, like, do your own research as well. You know, you got to do your due diligence. You know what I mean? Don't just take my word for it. However, she was telling me about the caste system and how they had blueprints of like how to mix, like, and what was like a proper mix, you know, like how like a white person could mix with, you know, a person that was like light skinned black, and they'd end up with like 7/8 white and 1/8 black, you know, and how, you know, some mixes were more ideal than other mixes, but they legitimately gave a guideline of this is how you start to mix the people. So it's like a lot of people are mixed, and because of this, it just blurs the line of what racism really is, or what discrimination really is, you know, like it just blurs the fucking lines. But for the people in Bahia, because that's where that is where slavery in Brazil was most significant. So doing like different slave cultural events and being able to like see how they lived, you know, see what they went through, you know, like it's very significant. And I feel like with the Brazilian people, what makes them so different in our dynamics of sisters is that they kept all of their spirituality, they kept all of their history, they kept all of their food, they kept their motherfucking pride. Like, they know themselves. Like, if you talk to an Afro-Brazilian, especially in Bahia, like Rio, I know everybody be thinking about Rio, I know everybody be thinking about Sao Paulo, but like, it's different, boo. It's different. I'm gonna just say it's different. Most of the black people are not up there. Like, it's a good chunk. You'll see them, but most of them are in Bahia, baby, where we will be. Okay, they're in Bahia, and literally, you can just see the difference of like, they're so knowledgeable about their history. They're so knowledgeable about who they are, and not just about who they are. They're knowledgeable about who we are as African Americans, where we have come from as well. Like, girl, I legit was like talking to some local friends, and at times, sometimes my local friends would be telling me stuff about the civil rights leaders like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, and other civil rights leaders, some that I didn't even know until I went to Bahia, and then some that like I did know, and just like maybe some things that I didn't know about them, because as y'all know, as African Americans, our school system is fucked up, and literally they lied to us for the longest time about who we are, and they're still lying to us, and they constantly change our history around to benefit them and to put them in the highest light, you know. So us learning about ourselves, it's possible, but it takes more effort, you know what I mean? When it's not something that's being passed down the family, it gets lost in translation. It's like you look into the government to teach you something that they played a heavy hand in, you know that shit not about to be correct. You know what I mean? So if you want the correct energy, that want to come out. If you want the correct energy, and you want the correct, accurate information, you really have to begin to do your own research about who you are, especially if you're African American. Even if you're not, no matter where you're from, it's like you need to know yourself. Like, this is important. You need to know where your lineage came from and where the hell it's going. Like, you got to start to do this. But it's very interesting because they have passed this down. Like, the people there are so prideful, like prideful in a great way, because it's like they know who they are, you know, and girl, I'm telling you, I feel like I was home. When I tell you, girl, all the Afro-Brazilians, I'd be walking down the street, everybody's like speaking to me. They thought I spoke Portuguese, and I was like, girl, no tiente, I don't understand what you're saying, you know, because I was still learning Portuguese. It's just a beautiful experience, and it's very interesting too, because they really understand the dynamic of the thin line between being present in life and being able to leave tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, even though they go through a lot of things, because their government is pretty fucked up too, they go through a lot of things. However, they still legitimately have joy in their hearts. Like, it's like, girl, they are the happiest people. Like, they are so present and just, it's amazing. It's like something I can't even fully do justice trying to explain to y'all. It's like, if you don't come on the retreat, you need to make a plan to go. Like real shit. And if you didn't know when the retreat is happening, it's happening April 9th through April 15th. If you got school or work, baby, I really truly suggest you take off, you know. However, if you can't make it, you know what I mean? Because I know there's only 4 slots left. Time is limited. And I know that it's in April. I didn't think about this until afterwards, because I just felt spiritually led to do it in April. However, I know for the next retreat that I'll do a poll beforehand to make sure that the dates align better. If, are just like, to be more mindful of y'all. However, yeah, if you don't come on the retreat, you still need to make your way you got to make your way there. Like, that's a place as a Black person you must touch. You must. It's a must. Like, it's nothing else around it. You must. Whitney said, I'm here for it. I will be in India soon. Oh, India's gonna be cute. I will message you while I'm out. Yeah, message me when you come, and then we can figure out, if we'll be able to link or not. Hi, ABP. What's up? You're new here. What's up? Or at least this is my first time seeing you in the live. Live your best life, sis. I spent 6 months in South Korea back in 2000. Best decision I ever made. I'm so glad that you loved it. Because I didn't love it. I honestly was in Korea and I was feeling like, you know what? Real shit. I just really felt like at points while I was in Southeast Asia the first time before I went to South America, I was very close to moving to South Korea at one point, and I was very close to moving to China at one point to teach English. I touched China recently, but or some like layovers, so I really can't give an opinion about what it's like to live in China. However, being in Korea, I felt confirmation of why I never came there to teach. I was like, I feel like Korea is the type of place either you love it or you don't. You know what I mean? And if you're trying to go there to teach, you need to go visit first, because I do know back in the day when I feel like Korea wasn't really, when the teaching industry was better in terms of like they have better pay. Well, they still pay pretty well, but like when it was different in terms of like things were a little bit more cheaper. Because now, y'all don't be fooled, Korea ain't cheap. You know what I mean? That Korean won is very close to the US dollar, like very close, like very, very, very close. You know what I mean? So you're spending practically as if you are in America. Plus, a lot of things aren't inexpensive, especially if you're eating out. Like, a lot of the food was like $16. Like if you're eating together, shit is just more expensive. You know what I mean? Like your cost of living, and then apartments is girl, accommodations for a hostel. We stayed in a hostel, bunk beds, okay? Room wasn't even huge. It was like those capsule type of beds, right? we paid $30. Well, no, we paid $25 a night because Lisa knew the owner. However, the actual price for that place was $30 a night, and that's not. It's not like $30 USD, boo, not won. I had to do a translation. I was like, how much is it? You know, because I was new trying to figure out the won and the USD. But like, baby, it is not uncommon to pay $30 to $50 for a bunk bed in Korea. Okay, so don't be confused thinking, oh, I'm gonna go to Korea and I'm gonna make all this teaching money and I'm gonna save a lot and I'm finna you know, live the good life on you know, like, not that you can live the good life, but like, if you're wanting to teach English, I believe that it makes more sense for you to make it make sense. And what makes sense to me is for you to live in a place that has good accommodation, like literally not even good accommodations, but a good cost of living. You want your cost of living to be low so you aren't spending as much, so you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like, you want to be able to have a good chunk of money coming in and have your cost of living low. When your cost of living is close to the amount that you're making, it just closes the gap of like how much of a quality life you can actually live and how much money you can actually save. And for most people who are trying to teach English, they try to save money so they can extend their travels, or so they can pay off student loans, or whatever type of investments that they want to make a big sum of money to do. You know what I mean? So to make that make sense, baby, y'all need to go to other places. Everybody trying to go to Korea, and I'm like, sis, don't be trying to follow the wave, because the wave has already hit and I can see the differences, and I'm very glad that I didn't go teach in Korea. But I'm glad that you had a good time, ABP. And they said, you are right, the darker Afro Latinas definitely get treated differently. Yeah, they definitely do. And honestly, it's very interesting because a lot of the lighter skin Afro, well, particularly in Brazil, a lot of the lighter skinned Afro Brazilians live in Rio and Sao Paulo. Not saying that like they're bad or anything, but it's very interesting because like a lot of the governmental people who really control how the country operates, they're based in Brazil, in Rio and in Sao Paulo. Like, they do have some government buildings and things in Bahia, but the people who really make the decisions for the country are in Rio, and they're in Sao Paulo. You know what I mean? And it's very interesting too, because you can see the difference in the quality of life as well. Even for one example, the buses, okay? Because like for me, I have nothing against riding a bus, right? So I'll take an Uber, I'll take a Grab, I'll take a little motorbike, I'll rent one, I'll buy one, you know, I'll take the train. Like, I like having, I'm not against any particular mode of transportation. It's like, is it gonna get me to where I need to be? Am I gonna get there in one piece? Will I be alive? Okay, fine. You know? So basically, I remember when I was taking the buses, like the local metro bus in Brazil, in Bahia, and it's very interesting. I feel like a lot of ways the government has things set up in Brazil to make it harder, like make life hard for Afro-Brazilians there, because like at the same time, it's a lot of poverty in Bahia too, you know. It's you just have to go so you can experience it. Like, I'm telling y'all, give yourself time as well to stay. You know what I mean? Because you ain't gonna want to leave. You really not gonna want to leave. Like, it's a beautiful place. It has natural beauty, and it has a lot of things are still as they were in like older times, you know, in terms of like architecture and things, which is very amazing. I don't know if y'all are into architecture like that. However, I was an interior design major at one point in college, and we did a lot of like, you know, architect-based things. You know what I mean? Like AutoCAD, Revit, drawing out plans, really, you know, what's the proper word? Assessing buildings and things like that. And I realized like I love living near places where the buildings aren't as modern. You know what I mean? Where the buildings look like they came out of some historical time. Like, it's so intriguing, and then it's like so bright and colorful. So it's just interesting to see how like even the colors have lasted. Or like that first place that I stayed at when I was in Bahia, girl, the floors of this place, the high ceilings of this place, like it was beautiful to live in. Like it was beautiful to live in. However, I was on the bus, and literally to get on the bus, right? You have to it has like a gate. Like right after you walk past the driver, you literally have to like it has like a gate, and it had, you know, that bar, those like 3 bars that you got to walk through, and it turns, you know, like most of the time you see these in like an airport, or like I can't think of any other place, but like you see them in some type of government type of place. But I've never seen that in a bus, right? Where it's a gate for you to get on the bus. Like you gotta pay your money, and then you gotta walk through this like bar turning thing, and then you gotta walk through a gate. Like it was very, it didn't seem natural to me, and I've never seen that before. And I've taken buses in Asia, I've taken buses all over the places, like even in America, like all over the place. I've taken the local bus before, and I was just like, I've never seen anything like that, and it was the weirdest thing to me. And then I went to Sao Paulo. As soon as I got to Sao Paulo, because I hit, well, even Rio, but I can't really talk too much about Rio because I feel like Rio, the place that I stayed in Rio was the bubble. So I know some parts of Rio can be very dangerous. I didn't make it to any of those parts. And the place that I stayed in, I just remember feeling like, damn, this doesn't really feel like Rio. It felt like there was more to Rio than meets the eye. And then after I realized, I was like, oh, so I was in the bubble. So it's like an area that like is government protected. They cleaned out the area a bit. Everything's in that area. Like you don't got to leave out that area. And I didn't realize this, but I stayed in a really dope place at the time. You know, it worked for me. But when I went to Sao Paulo, even just getting in the city, you know, seeing the quality of the building, seeing the quality of the cars, and then, you know, hopping on a bus and realizing that's strange. Like, why would they have gates and bars on the bus in Bahia, but they ain't on the buses in Sao Paulo? Like, it's very, like, things like that. It's something, like, some things like that are just different that will just have you thinking, like, oh my God, like, you can just see how the discrimination is happening. You know what I mean? Like it's backwards. Hey Bougie Barb. Bougie Barb said, as a Black American that has lived and traveled around Europe, your statements about people looking down on us isn't true. I mean, you have to go off of your experience, boo. I'm just going off of what I have personally experienced and my personal thoughts about it. And it's okay if you don't agree. And it's okay if you've had a different experience. Like, we're all different people walking a different journey. But personally for me, now granted, I must say, I haven't been to Europe. I haven't touched Europe yet. So I'm not, I didn't make that statement of like all European people. However, I have experienced a lot of Afro-British people. Is that the proper term to say? Afro-British people. And this isn't like, you just can't group and say that like everybody is this particular way. However, for my personal experience, I have met more than a few Afro-British people who I feel like look down on me. And I have met more than a few African people who I feel like African people have been pretty dope, but at the same time, I see some of the cultural differences. You know, I see how like sometimes their families feel like, you know, don't be hanging with African Americans, and it's a lot back there that I have had to unpack, and that was my personal experience. And I mean, even for instance, when the girl that I stayed with in Rio, we was in Rio, so she's been traveling for a minute. I want to say she's been in Brazil for at least 6 years. Because I'm telling y'all, when Afro people make their way to motherfucking Brazil, they stay for a long period of time. It's very rare that they end up leaving. And most of the time, if they're leaving, it's because either some visa shit or they haven't figured out the visa, or like they got some other obligations back home. But like if they free, they be staying. And sis got married to this Afro-Brazilian guy. No, he wasn't Afro-Brazilian. Some Brazilian guy in Rio she got married to. And basically by the time I met her, she was building a house. Like it was almost done. So she had been building it for a while. And she was, girl, the house fucking beautiful. Like 4-story house in this favela in Rio. Beautiful fucking view. What is this? Beautiful fucking view, and literally like everything. However, she was cool, right? She was cool, but I could still see propaganda through her. Like it was like a couple of things happened. Well, more than a couple, but I'm gonna just tell y'all 2 occurrences that happened with her that I didn't just experience with her, that I have experienced with other Afro-British people. Okay, so one, you know, like for me, how I speak, people may say I'm ghetto. I don't really give a fuck. I'm like, I express myself how I express myself, and I don't give a damn about nobody's opinion. I'm gonna do me, period. So a lot of like I'm at a point in my life now where I have built my confidence and I have become very secure in who I am, that I'm going to speak my truth and I'm gonna do me. And I don't really be giving a fuck about anything else. Like if somebody comes to me with love and they have some type of critique or something that's like a life lesson, or you know, something they want to bring to my attention, I'm not against lessons. However, at the same time, I'm secure within myself. However, sis basically was having a ball with the way that I was talking, right? And you know, for me, for a lot of y'all, like Bougie Barb, I feel like I have seen you here in my live before, but I'm not sure how familiar you are with my videos and me. However, I'm very animated. You know, I'm a very loud, outspoken, full of life, animated person. And like sometimes when I get really excited, I might be like, oh yes, like sis, you know, like I might have a whole little moment, right? And I just remember one occasion, well, more than a couple of occasions while I was staying with her, she started to mimic the way that I was speaking, and I didn't find it cute, and I didn't find it like it didn't come off like a good thing to me. Like it didn't give me good energy. Like I was like, bitch, be you and let me be me. Okay. And then on top of that, another occasion happened where, well, it was a couple of times where like, you know, I don't know if this is, but I know that this should be popping off too, where it's like, you know, I feel like in certain times she was like looking down on me because of like how I would do things, where like I would buy popcorn, for instance, and like sometimes I'll just get a box of popcorn, you know, like I would not often buy like the kettles, you know, even though you can get kettles, kernels, or whatever for, you know, for fresher popcorn where you can make your own, or you can get like the store-bought box. And I felt like she was judging me because I didn't get the natural kettles. And at one point, like I didn't go too deep into that conversation because it just felt trivial to me and something that I really didn't give a fuck about. Like, bitch, I don't give a fuck that you got a problem with me buying box popcorn. But it was like, I can't remember the exact statement that she made, but it was hella judgmental. And then as like a proper popcorn kettle, like popcorn popping machine, and it's the particular brand of this popcorn machine is called the American Kitchen. Yeah, I'm sure if you're American, you probably heard of it already. But I just remember one time, sis was so motherfucking excited about this American Kitchen popcorn machine, and she was basically trying to tell me that this machine was popular in America. And you know, I always have to ask, like, have you been to America though? And most of the time the answer is hell no, that they haven't. But they be trying to fucking tell me what the fuck America is like. And I'm like, sis, like, I just felt like she was doing some judgmental shit about the popcorn. And then she was like, basically trying to tell me that every home in America has an American kitchen popcorn machine. And I'm like, sis, no the fuck it doesn't. No the fuck it doesn't. Like, it just, that don't even really scratch the surface of why I said what I said, but I said what I said. Okay, that's my experience. You know, if you feel differently, Barb, that's okay. It truly is. ABP, 100% truth. They call black. Wait, I missed it. 100% truth. They call Black Americans agatas. What is that? Am I saying it right? Agatas, which is a very derogatory term. Oh, hey D, what's up, girl? She said, but they copy Black American cultures. Hello, like, I'm like, honestly, a lot of the way propaganda has set up Black Americans, they really be looking down on, a lot of people look down on African Americans. I know this might be hard for y'all to hear, you know, especially if you love Europe, or if you feel like, you know, you're not an African American, or you're African, or, you know what I mean? The truth is hard to hear sometimes, okay? Especially if you feel like you're on the opposite side of it. It's hard to hear. However, it's like, if you're not an African American, well, even if you are, you know, like, different people have different views of different things. That shit is okay. However, for me and what I've experienced, I feel like the way propaganda is set up for African Americans, it's a lot of Black people around the world that be looking down on us. And it's really boggles my mind. It blows my mind. And I picked this up more when I started to travel. You know what I mean? Like, I picked this shit up. Like, this shit didn't just come out of nowhere. This ain't some like make believe in my head of like how I feel people treat me, or how I feel like people look at me, or how I feel like people try to, like, you know, make me feel some type of way because of the type of way that I speak, you know? And I just feel like they look at us a lot like, you know, we ain't shit, and we lazy, and we ghetto, and all these other, like, it's a very negative light on African American people as a whole. Like, yeah, we have people who are doing great things, and, you know, a lot of amazing things happening within Black American culture, but as a whole, like, a lot of people look at us like we trash. And, you know, a lot of people are judging us. A lot of people don't think we classy, or, you know, they think just all these negative things about us. And then on top of that, it just feels like, I lost my train of thought, but it just feels like they don't be fucking with us. And it blows my mind too, because it's like, we are all motherfucking Black, though. We should be coming together instead of judging each other, you know? Bougie Barb said they often, hello, and that was the other point that left my head. Everybody get all they motherfucking flavor from us. Hello. Like, y'all don't be fucking with Black Americans, but y'all be taking a lot of the shit that we do, a lot of shit that we created. Not that we created everything, and not that we the only ones with flavor, because, you know, a lot of Black people got flavor, but still, we got a good amount of motherfucking flavor, and a lot of motherfuckers be taking our flavor and switching this shit around and trying to flip it and shit. You know what I mean? Like, we like what you're doing, but we don't like you. We like what you're doing, but we don't like your culture. We like what you're doing, but you're beneath us. Like, sis, I don't know what you're seeing. You know, I don't know. Bougie Barb said they're often they often intimidate. I don't think I'm saying that right. Oh, they often imitate us. Plus, white Europeans love our culture. Hello. Girl, everybody love our culture. Even Koreans, Asians, baby, do you understand? Like, girl, honey, I'm like, y'all be trying to play us. But see, the great thing about Black Americans that I love is that we truly don't be giving a fuck. We truly don't be giving a fuck. Like, we are like really on some, we gonna do us. If you choose to react to that energy is what really is the, you know, the ticker of it. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I'm like, bitch, I'm going to do me. And if you don't like it, bitch, you don't have to fuck with me. But you're gonna be drawn to my energy either way. Like, you're gonna be fucking stalking me. Most of the people that I don't fuck with no more are most of the people who I had to remove from my energy. Y'all best believe these hoes always be stalking me. Guys and girls. I'm telling sis, okay? And that ain't no motherfucking tea or shade. That ain't no me trying to be conceited, like real shit, factual. Stalkers, period. Okay. Bougie Barb, I was treated better in Europe than in the USA. Hell, dating in Europe for Black American women in Europe is much better than USA. I mean, I have heard, well, I just haven't been to Europe yet, so I can't really say, but I'm glad that you felt that way. I'm glad you felt safe. I'm glad you felt treated well, because I mean, as Black people, we should have these luxuries. It's so interesting to even call it a fucking luxury. It shouldn't be a privilege, you know, like it should be standard. Wherever you are in the world, you're treated like a fucking human being. But I'm very glad that you had a good experience there. And I have had some friends who have been in Europe who, you know, they be raving, they be telling me, I'll be like, okay, sis. Like, I definitely eventually will travel to Europe. I'm telling y'all, I'm on a world tour, right? I'm on a world tour. I will touch every country in this world before I die. So that on that. Okay. However, yes, Bougie Barb, yes for you. Okay. Yes for you in your Europe moment. ABP Bahia is now on the map. Yes, sis, you need to motherfucking go. D says, I'm planning to go to Salvador, Brazil. They haven't had their black power movement yet. Yes, they have not. They are still, it's a lot of things happening there. I think it's very important for African Americans to go to Brazil. And y'all know how a lot of times in Black culture, I don't know if y'all heard this narrative before of like the way to save Black Americans is for Black Americans to reunite with Africa. I don't necessarily believe that to be true, just because I believe that it's hard to reunite if one looks down on the other, or vice versa. Because at the same time, I know that in some instances there have been situations where Black Americans look badly at not all, but I know, like, you know, I can't say that there is not any times where some Black Americans haven't looked down on Africans, or vice versa. You know what I mean? At any point, if one group is looking down on the other, it's hard to reunite. And at the same time, I think the biggest thing with us reuniting is that Africans don't understand our culture. They don't understand us, you know. And as Black Americans, we don't understand Africans, you know, like, it's different. We did not grow up in the same place. We have had different experiences. Our traumas as Afro descendants of slaves has a huge motherfucking factor to play in it. And I truly believe that it has to start with other Afro-descendant slaves. Like, it's like we need to start coming together first. It would be ideal if everybody could just come together and get along. Because I've even heard some shit recently. When I was in Korea, and I met some like African girl, like Afro British girl. Like, they were African and British, and some people who were like Caribbean and British. Apparently, what I was hearing was like, at some point, y'all correct me if I'm wrong, I haven't been to Europe, so I can't really say for sure. This is just some shit I heard from some locals who live there, and they basically was telling me of like how a lot of the Caribbeans and the Africans are at odds in Europe, and it's like that shit saddens me. Like, why are we at odds? But it was almost like I guess they were trying to say that they felt like Caribbean people were being put on pedestals in some type of way. And I believe the Africans were the first immigrants there, but when the Caribbean started to come, they basically took a lot of the jobs, and also like in terms of like the men and them dating, they looked at the Caribbean girls as more exotic. So, you know, it was a lot of things happening, but a lot of times they ain't fucking with each other, and that shit is sad. It's very, very sad. Very sad to me. I'm planning to go to Salvador, Brazil. They haven't had their black. Yeah, but Brazil is definitely, it's gonna happen because there's a lot of shit happening. So, Courtney, why haven't you come to your real home yet? You're talking about Africa, girl. I know. I'm planning to come to Africa. I just feel like I gotta get my finances stabilized first, because some people about to be mad at what I'm about to say. I don't give a fuck though. This is my truth. Okay. One hand, I believe, not even for just Africa, but for places like Europe that are more expensive than Southeast Asia, I haven't gone to yet because I can't see myself running out of money in those countries. Like, I have still had moments in Southeast Asia where I have ran out of money, and the shit ain't fun. You know what I mean? It's stressful. And it's like, this year, 2019, was really about stabilizing the brand. You know what I mean? Like, I love doing this and I love connecting with y'all. However, like, I legit just had a real nigga moment with myself, and I was like, look, if I can't stabilize the brand by 2020, I'm giving this shit up. Like, real shit. I'm motherfucking adjusting to, well, I'm not gonna tell y'all what the fuck I would do, but I got a backup plan, because I'm just like, I'm trying to build generational wealth. I am building generational wealth, not trying. Like, I just believe that the buck stops with me. Like, the not healing stops with me. The generational curses stop with me. All of this shit that has holding my lineage in bondage is over. Like, it's fucking over. And everybody who's coming after me, everybody who connects with me, who even comes into my energetic space, like, all of our lives about to be changed. Like, I eat, we all motherfucking eat, period. You know? So I just felt like going to places like Africa and, you know, Europe are more expensive places I just wasn't financially ready to go to yet. On the other hand of that, of why I hadn't gone to Africa yet, was because honestly I was a bit scared. You know, like, I keep hearing so many different things, and not from like blogs, because y'all know I'm not like a blog type person. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really be doing a lot of research about places before I go. I'm very much a surrender type of girl. I'm a free spirit. I like to go with the flow. I like to get to a place and let it unfold for me. I like to not have any expectations or any misconceptions in my mind of what this place is going to be like. I like to actually just get there and experience it. You know what I mean? And I know with the internet, sometimes it's hard for people to let go of that control and surrender in that type of way. It could be scary to just land in a place and not know where you're going to stay, or land in a place and just not know shit about it. You know what I mean? It could be scary. However, I have talked to other travelers, like friends that have been to Africa. I had a friend who went to Africa on some kind of like mission type of, like, it wasn't a mission type of trip per se, because it wasn't with the church, but they were there to do volunteer work with a company that was owned by an African woman there. And sis, she lives in Washington, D.C. She works at a school. If y'all ever seen her, damn, I can't think of her name right now. I can't think of her name right now. Girl, don't kill me, girl. But I got your face in my head. I know who you are. You know, my boo girl, we had a dope ass time in DC. But while I was there, she took me to this amazing Jamaican restaurant. Oh, we ate so good. Damn, why can't I think of her name? Shit, it really is blowing my mind. Her face is in my head, but I'm like, I can't think of her name right now. However, she was telling me about her experience to Africa, and she was saying how amazing it was initially, and she basically was saying that at the very end of her trip, they got robbed, sis, like real shit. They, like, some guys broke into their compound. They got robbed at gunpoint. I don't know about y'all. I know everybody be thinking that, you know, Black Americans are so ghetto and all this kind of shit, but I ain't never had no gun in my face, okay? I don't know. I've never held a gun. I have never seen a gun in real life, baby, okay? Like, never, okay? I've never had to stare down the whole of a gun. Like, I don't know that life. Okay, now granted, I've stayed in some places where it may seem hood to the outsiders looking in, but I've never seen a gun in my fucking face. I've never been in a vicinity with a gun. That shit is scary. You know what I mean? Like, the shit is scary. And basically, their lives was in fucking danger. All this shit got stolen. I can't remember what else she was saying because I feel like it's some other stuff that she said happened. I just can't remember at this moment. But in a nutshell, they got robbed, and she felt like the way that it happened, she personally felt like the owner of the lady who organized this particular trip was orchestrating it, and it just didn't make sense. And then, like, I had another friend who lived in South Africa. Now, granted, I know that Africa's big and things like that, and I know that some parts of Africa are more dangerous than others. However, I had a friend who had a friend. So it's not a friend that I knew, but it's like a friend of a friend. So basically, her friend was married. She was living in South Africa, and somebody broke into their compound and raped the wife in front of the husband, was playing with the baby like they was gonna kill the baby or do something dangerous to the baby. It's just, I keep hearing conflicting shit, you know what I mean? And when I first left America, before I left America, I was staying with a guy. I did a couch surfing because I was like, if I'm gonna couch surf out the country, let me try couch surfing in my home country first. So I stayed with this guy, and he actually, where is he from? He wasn't from America. I feel like he was from some part of Africa. I can't remember where he was from. But he travels through Africa quite a lot. Like, he does a lot of backpacking things, but he always saves a lot of money before he goes. And so he was just telling me about the prices and stuff. And he was telling me about, like, when you're going through these borders and stuff like that, or like you walking past like little roadblock places, there's a lot of corruption sometimes. So, like, things that you may not normally have to pay for, like coming through Asia, if you go through different borders to get through the different places, it's pretty straightforward. The price is pretty set. But he was saying, like, sometimes he will be going through certain places and they be asking for extra money, and it's like, you gotta pay it, you know what I mean? Or different little shit. And it just doesn't seem like the same type of travel in Southeast Asia. Like, the backpacking journey seems like more research needs to, or not even just backpacking. I just feel like the travel journey in Africa needs more information. Like, I don't feel comfortable going to Africa and not knowing shit. Like, I need to either know a language or something. I don't feel comfortable going there and just getting there and just not knowing shit. Like, I don't, y'all. I'm being real. Like, I feel scared. And then at one point, this tourist company reached out to me in Nigeria. Now, I know Nigeria can be dangerous as well. Tourist company reached out to me, and they basically wanted me to do a sponsored trip. So they wanted me to come, and they were gonna, take care of all of my expenses. They only wanted me to pay for my flight to get there. And they was like, look, you seem really amazing. We like the way that you do your content and stuff like that. We want you to come to Nigeria. We got this really dope, slave type of tour or something that they had going on. Excuse me. And so he was just, I was like, at first I was like, oh, that's really cool. I'm so down for this. And then he started telling me about, like, what all was going to be needed on their end and, like, things that would be included. And he was telling me how I was going to need security, and, like, they would cover me for security. And I'm like, security? Oh, excuse me. I got the hiccups. Oh, I'm like, security? I've never had to have security. You know what I mean? Like, ain't none of those, like, it's a bunch of different stories that I have heard from friends that don't sit well with me. Not like I know propaganda for Africa is real as well, but it's like things that I've been hearing from actual travelers who I actually know. I'm like, sis, that don't like, that just sound like, it's not like I'm scared to the point where I won't go. because I'm going. It's a place that I will go. And I definitely feel excited. Like, I feel like I always have felt like when I touch African soil, it's about to be a movie. Like, I just feel like when I make it to fucking Africa, baby, I'm about to shake a lot of ass. Like, I love African culture, honestly. And that happened for me. I feel like I got more knowledge about African culture when I was living in Malaysia, because even in Southeast Asia, because all throughout Southeast Asia, there's a big ass African population. If y'all weren't aware, let me let y'all know. There's a big African population all through Southeast Asia. However, the biggest population is in Malaysia. Like, legit, baby. Malaysia is like little Africa, not even little Africa, mid Africa, girl. Like, they legit have a lot of African people. They got a lot of greatness up in there. Like, I love Malaysia. I love Malaysia as well. Like, I have a friend that always opens their house. It's this guy that I actually couch surf with, dope as fuck. And I remember I reached out to him recently. Well, not recently. This was probably mid-2019. I think I was in Sao Paulo. Yeah, I was in Sao Paulo. Like, I was in Brazil at that time. But he was kind of charging me up because, like, I look at him like a brother, though, because, like, homeboy like having multiple wives and shit, and I know that ain't my cup of tea. But it's interesting because I feel like he's shifting, because, like, you know, people, it's like, you know, sometimes people see you or they meet you and they underestimate you, but then they be watching your virtual life and they be like, ooh, you know. And I feel like he's having one of those ooh moments, and now he, like, I feel like he, like, likes me now, and that kind of makes things a little awkward. However, I stayed with him for like 3 weeks the first go round, and we had so much motherfucking fun. Girl, I saw all of motherfucking Malaysia. Okay, we had so much fun, and a bitch didn't have to pay for shit. Like, oh, it was great, right? And it was like real cool too, because this is like the first couch surfing host I legit. Girl, I got to his motherfucking house, because when you do couch surfing, they don't show you really no pictures. They, like, sometimes they might have some pictures, but he didn't have pictures of his actual apartment. Like, sometimes it's more likely for you to see pictures of the person versus pictures of their actual place. Sometimes they do, but it's not all often. And then you just get an address. Like, they'll send, like, if they accept you, they just send you an address. So he sent me a motherfucking address, and I just, you know, put it in the Grab. I get to this place, sis, homeboy was in the nicest place I've ever motherfucking stayed. Like, legit, he had a fucking penthouse, and, like, legit, I had to take an elevator that went directly up to his motherfucking penthouse. Baby, it was dope, okay? And I wasn't the only couch surfer there. Like, I stayed for a good chunk of time, though, but there was another girl who stayed there at one point too, but he wasn't just accepting girls, because I know, like, I had seen some of his reviews, like, guys had stayed with him at different times. Like, he's just like, you know, I have been blessed, so I don't mind paying it forward. And he's just dope, girl. He always be cooking dope ass African food, girl. We would be cutting up. So, like, he would be what you would consider like a big boy, you know what I mean, in the African culture. Like, he got his ducks in a row financially. So, like, you know, going out with them, like, when we would party, girl, when I tell you I live my best motherfucking life in Malaysia. I live my best motherfucking life. Do you know? Okay, girl, Malaysia is a cute ass spot to go to too, but be careful now, because Tinder be popping in motherfucking Malaysia. There's a lot of black people there, but everybody ain't genuine, okay? Like, niggas still be playing games in Southeast Asia or wherever you're traveling to, okay? So be careful, be mindful. However, when I would hang out with them, like, I just felt like, you know, like, they were my brothers, you know what I mean? Like, I looked at them like, y'all, like, brothers, you know what I mean? And legit, girl, nice ass, he had a bunch of different cars, nice ass motherfucking rides. And so, you know, we go out and, like, legit, like, him and all his motherfucking friends, they got all the big ass motherfucking section, all the motherfucking bottles showing the fuck out, okay? And I'm here for it. I'm like, oh yes, like, yes, let's throw that ass. Yes, we about to act up. So yeah, like, I don't know how the fuck I was tying this shit in, but yeah, Oh, just the fact of like, I felt like I learned a lot about African culture while I was in Malaysia. You know, my first real, like, not my first real boyfriend, but y'all know Kelvin. Like, that was a very significant relationship for me. And I met him while I was in Malaysia, and we dated for a very significant time. And even like the way he operates, the way Africans operate in other countries, like they have a big sense of community. So it's like, if you're dating somebody or you meet an African person, you get connected to everybody that they know. You know what I mean? Like, they're always hanging out. They're always together. They're always uplifting each other. Like, it's just very amazing. And then, like, I feel like when I was hitting, before I got to, like, Kuala Lumpur, I was in, where I was at? I was in Georgetown, in Penang, which is great because they have really great food. It's not good to stay there long term, but it's good to touch there and eat and then roll out. But I met a guy while I was there, and he introduced me to so many African artists, like Tiwa Savage, Wizkid, Davido, who else? Burna Boy. The list goes on. I can't even just, girl, like, I feel like I'm excited as hell to go to Africa. However, on the flip side, I was scared as well of like just on some like, I initially wanted to go with someone who was local or get a lot of information prior to. And I also felt like I needed to be more financially stable because, you know, running out of money in Asia is different from running out of money in Africa or running out of money in Europe. You know what I mean? Like, if you run out of money in Asia, shit is already like very, very, very inexpensive. So you can really make some shit shake. Like, you know, it doesn't take a lot to make some shit shake. And there's all kind of opportunities all over the world, but it's just different, okay? Like, the process is it just feels different to me. And I mean, I could be wrong, you know, like I haven't been there yet, so I don't know. Like, I'm not gonna truly know what it's like until I actually touch there. However, I had this conversation with Lisa, and she found it very intriguing that I felt more safe to go to India one day versus going to Africa one day, because I believe I'm going to India at some point. And I was like, yeah, I don't feel scared. I don't know why. I mean, I don't. Like, I do know the dangers of India. I also have friends who have been to India, and I do realize, but I feel safer going there versus Africa. And we had a conversation about that and why that was like, you know, like how this, you know, just like, I get that it could feel problematic. I get it, you know. But this is my mind right now. You know, this is what I know of this so far. You know what I mean? I know there's some other dope, beautiful places because it's a YouTuber who has been posting a bunch of videos about Africa. He just travels through Africa, and he just brings light to, you know, different aspects of Africa that you may not see in the media. So I follow him and I watch a lot of his videos, getting more information that way. But it's really like I'm not gonna know. I won't know until I know. You know what I mean? I won't know until I touch there. However, I did realize something recently that made me feel a lot more settled about Africa. And I may not say this right, but I believe it's called Xylophone countries. Not sure if I'm saying it wrong. Don't judge me. But basically, Xylophone countries are countries that were conquered by Portugal. And these countries speak Portuguese, like that's their local language. Now, y'all know Brazil speaks Portuguese too, and I fucking love Brazil. And like, when I tell y'all I'm so drawn to Brazil that I truly am actively learning to speak Portuguese, okay? Like, truly, okay? Like, I know I will be speaking Portuguese fluently soon. Okay, like, especially before I get to our retreat. Like, I'm not sure if I'll be fluent by the time I get to our retreat, but I know I will be able to hold conversations a lot better by the time we get to our retreat. And definitely by the time I leave, because like the retreat is at the beginning of April, and then I'll still have like another 6 months, and I'm gonna stay. You know, so by the time I leave Brazil the second time, I definitely feel like I'm going to be fluent. And Brazilian Portuguese is a little bit different than Portugal Portuguese. However, it's easier to learn Brazilian Portuguese. And just because, you know, the way that they speak, it's just different. However, if you understand Brazilian Portuguese, which is easier to learn, and it's also very close to Spanish. So if you understand Spanish, you are really in a good place of learning Portuguese more, because a lot of the words are very similar. It's just like a different, what's the word? Just some different sounds for some things, you know what I mean? However, basically, I found out that there's like six, I want to say it's six countries in Africa that speak Portuguese. Because I believe in Africa, there's a bunch of places that speak French. There's a bunch of places that speak English. And then, you know, of course, the different local African dialects. I'm not sure if it's more. Y'all can tell me if there's more. I'm not sure. And then also what I found very interesting and very divine, when I was in when I was in Busan in Korea, I met a girl she was mixed. She was from a country in Africa that I hadn't heard of before, and she was something else that I can't remember right now. But she was telling me about Africa as well. And then it was interesting, her opinion. She was saying that she felt like a lot of the danger, she was like, well, you know, don't ever believe a picture, which I don't believe anyways, because I'm sure if you Google pictures of Africa, you'll see all kind of shit, you know. However, she was like, you know, Africa is not as bad as people think, and it's really a dope and amazing place. However, she was like, she feels like Western conquered parts of Africa seem more angry, is what she said. Like, that was her exact words. Like, she was like, you know, places that have been conquered by like Westerners they just have a different energy, you know? And I was like, oh, that's very interesting. That's what she told me. So basically, I feel like these 6 Portuguese places, like one of them is definitely Mozambique, I believe. I did a little research on it because Lisa told me about them. She was like, look, it's like 6 places that their native tongue is Portuguese. And that's perfect for me because I'm learning fucking Portuguese, okay? Like, I will be fluent speaking Portuguese, and that makes me feel a lot more comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, if I can go to a country and I feel like if I went to Africa, when I go to Africa, and when I get to places where I can actually speak the local language, that just helps me, one, blend into the culture, you know, because I'm dark skinned. You know, I'm sure heading to Africa, until someone speaks to me, they may look at me and be like, oh shit, you from here. You know what I mean? But if I can speak the local language fluently, I feel like it helps you avoid a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Like, y'all know how it happened when I was in Colombia. I didn't really speak Spanish that well. Like, I know Spanish poquito, you know, a little bit of Spanish I got under my belt. However, I didn't speak it fluently enough. And even y'all know my roommate tried to he really tried it. He really did. He was trying to get me locked up, like real shit. He thought I was about to get locked up or some shit, or like the police was gonna do something to me. But he legit called the police on me. But it's like, I know for sure if I spoke Spanish, that shit wouldn't have escalated to that point. And I feel like even if it would have escalated to that point, I still would have been able to, you know, communicate a lot better. And that's important. You know what I mean? Being able to communicate in the local tongue is, especially if you end up in some crazy situations. So yeah, I feel what I believe is going to happen, my entry into Africa is going to be in these Portuguese countries first. Before I hit any other parts of Africa, I'm touring through the Portuguese speaking countries first. And I just believe that's going to help me in so many ways, because I'll already be fluent in Portuguese by the time that happens, as well as like, it's just even more practice for my Portuguese. And I just feel like it'll be a different experience. And all of those places look so fucking beautiful. And they're just like off the map type places. Like, I can't even fully tell y'all all of the different places, because I've researched this like 2, maybe 3 different times, but I just know how many there are, but I can't remember like all of their names. And I like things like that, because that means like a lot of travelers haven't been there yet. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can get an authentic experience. I can really merge with the locals, which I love. You know, I can really see a different part of Africa than what people normally see, because I know a lot of people are heading to Ghana. A lot of people are going to Nigeria, Kenya, South Africa. I can't think of any other places, but you know, it's a good chunk of places where a lot of African people, are Black Afro people, you know, around the world are going back to. However, it's more intriguing for me to hit these Portuguese speaking places first, and it makes me feel a lot more safe that I know that I will be fluent in Portuguese by the time I hit them. So I just believe that my experience will be very favorable. So that's why I haven't, damn, that was a long response, but yeah, that's why, that's why I have not been to Africa yet. Okay. Whitney said, I will be in Italy or Africa at the same time. Hello, come on through, sis. I'm here for it. And she just confirmed for us the won to USD is the same. So like if you're thinking about going to Korea, baby, please have your coinage together. Korea is in Asia, boo, but it's not in Southeast Asia. So you're gonna spend a lot of money. Like the transportation to get around is pretty inexpensive. You know, wait, I just want to tell y'all too, because I see that we have a lot of comments, and I'm going to get to everybody's comments before I hop off of this live. However, y'all can add a super chat. Y'all know this helps me. You know, this helps support our channel as well, and just supports me moving forward. So at the same time, it also highlights your comments for me as well. So if you're like something you want to ask and you feel like you don't want to wait till I work my way down and you want to get your comment answered, you know, quicker, definitely, you know, feel free to give me a super chat and get your comment highlighted, and basically I can answer it a lot quicker. Okay. Okay. So the won to USD is the same. Yeah. Like literally says, if you're going to South Korea, please have your coinage together, because it's literally going to feel like you're still in America in terms of your spending. Like transportation for taking the trains and things aren't too much. However, if you are taking, even flying sometimes, it's still not too much, but I still found food to be expensive. Thankfully, I had a friend to stay with while I was in Korea, but if I didn't have a friend to stay with, y'all, like I legit would have been paying $30 to $50 a night. And really, that wouldn't have been some shit that I would have done, because I most likely would have couch surfed, or I would have did work packing, which I did do work packing when I went to Busan. So I was volunteering there in exchange for accommodations and like a little bit of food. But we're going to talk about that on another video, because that was a very interesting work packers experience. However, yeah, like shit is more. You're paying as much as you will be paying in America for a lot of things, okay? So your money will be flowing out of your pocket. So don't go there feeling like you're going to be saving money. Don't go there feeling like, oh, I'm in Asia, so this is gonna be cheap. No, sis. No, okay? No. A great cost of living, she put ... B. I feel like she's talking about Bangkok, because Bangkok definitely has great cost of living. You know, I feel like you can spend, like Bangkok is great because it has a really, or Thailand in general, they have a very wide range. You know, like you can be on a tight budget, or you can be living the most luxurious you want. And if you're on the even more luxurious side, like granted, for instance, if you pay $25 a night for accommodations, $25 USD for accommodations in Thailand, they're gonna be top of the motherfucking line. Like I'm telling y'all, most of the dorms are $5, 5 to 10. Like really, if you want a quality, well, it depends on the area, because they have a lot of dorms in a lot of different places. So sometimes you can find a really nice dorm, like the one in Onut, that it just has a nice vibe there and it's a good location. But like sometimes you can find really dope, high quality dorms for $5. However, more of an average for something really quality. If you feel like, you know, you got a little bougie spirit, which ain't no judgment, sis. If you, I like nice shit too, okay? So ain't no judgment. However, if you feel like, you know, you want something nicer, it's more of an average to pay about $11 to $15 a night for something, for like a dorm, or even that can even get you a private room. Because like I said, private rooms at this place was like $16. Like, you know, so if you're paying $25 a night, $30 a night, $50 a night, baby, you are like staying in a 4 or 5 star like hotel. Like, your money goes a lot longer here. I don't know if y'all seen Jabril. He does, what's his channel? I can't think of his channel name, but I know he just posted a video about luxury living in Bangkok, and that hoe was lit and very fucking accurate. So if you're interested in more of the luxury side of Bangkok, I would suggest that you do a search on YouTube and look up that video, because he really drops a lot of gems there. Let's see. Lisa, she said in the subway too. I don't know what that's in I don't know if you're talking about the subway in Korea or some black experiences in the subway. I'm not sure, but okay. B said Brazil is like I don't know how to pronounce this word, D. Some type of society like the US, Israel, and South Africa still today. I need to look, hold up, let me do a little Google search of what this word means and how I pronounce it. So this word, if my internet's gonna come quickly. Apartheid. So she said it's like an apartheid society. And if you don't know, an apartheid society is a policy or system of segregation or discrimination on grounds of race, segregation on grounds other than race, like a gender apartheid. Apartheid was a system of institutionalized racial segregation that existed in South Africa and Southwest Africa, now Namibia, from 1948 until early 1990s. That's very interesting, D. I'm gonna have to look into that a bit more, because I'm just getting more information about this particular word. However, I am familiar with how things operated in South America. I know y'all know Trevor Noah. He has been shining a lot of light on what it was like growing up in South Africa during that time. But I would need to do a little bit more research on that to really say how I feel it translates to Brazil, because just some of the things that Trevor Noah was saying seem a little bit different in terms of Brazil, but I need to look into it a little bit more. So we'll say, let's put a pin in that. Dee also said, what created the concept of ghetto? It wasn't us. Most people outside of the U.S. have a perception of Black people in America is as solely based on Hollywood movies, films, and media. Girl, I don't know who created the term ghetto. I really don't. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was somebody not Black or outside of the African American culture. I don't know where the hell that shit came from. I really don't. However, the narrative of it definitely has grown. I even think about, how Black people used to be portrayed in like blackface or making an ass out of themselves in old Hollywood movies and things like that, like media films. All of this like information that's mass produced doesn't favor Black people until it starts being owned by Black people, which did y'all know the Essence just got re-owned by a Black person? Like at some point, Essence, I don't know if they lost their ownership or what happened, but I did see an article recently about basically the new owner of Essence, and it's a black man, but it was like highlighting that this is the first black, well, not the first black owner, but it's the first black owner in a while. So that was very interesting because Essence has been in the black community for a long ass time. Like I remember my grandma being deep and heavy into Essence. You know, my girl, y'all know, I don't know if y'all know, but when I was like a child, I don't know if y'all family was like this as well, but like magazine subscriptions were a big thing. You know what I mean? So like my grandmother, before she passed, that's her back there. She's so cute. However, before she passed away, baby, she had all the subscriptions for Essence. She was not missing an Essence subscription. Like it was very much a highlight of black culture, you know? So it was very interesting to see that article and realize that at some point they lost black ownership. And it's also amazing that they now are black owned again. However, I believe that it's important, you know what I mean? It's important for us to own shit so that we can tell our own truths and, you know, write our own narratives and give true light to who we are, what we believe in, what, you know, what we value and what's important to us. So yeah, as long as we allow other people from other races to tell our truths, we all always gonna have some sideways thoughts about who we are, because the shit is never accurate. I'm wondering if y'all have seen Slim and Queen yet. I'm trying to see it, but I did watch I couldn't wait, y'all. I had to watch a motherfucking what is it called? Some spoilers. I don't know if y'all watch King of Reeds. Do y'all watch King of Reeds? Am I the only one, girl? I might be, I don't know. But King of Reeds gave me all of my life, and I love his intellect, and I just love his point of view on a lot of things. However, I'm not gonna give y'all no spoilers. I'm not gonna do it to y'all because I haven't actually seen the movie yet for myself. I don't know if it's playing in Bangkok. However, I didn't see it playing in Korea when I was there. However, I know that sometimes in Korea you can go to the army base to watch movies because a lot of times they'll have American movies, but it just wasn't enough time before I ended up. And I'm really trying very hard not to watch it for bootleg online, actually pay and support. So I'm away, and I'm gonna see it. But if you haven't seen King of Reeds, spoilers, or if you've already seen it and you're curious about what he had to say, definitely look up that video on YouTube. And I just personally would say that I was very disappointed with the spoilers that he revealed. Like the spoilers that he revealed, I was disappointed, y'all. I was like, damn, Gina, you know, like I was in my feelings, okay? Like I was in my feelings. So maybe we'll talk about it. If y'all want me to, once I actually see it, I'll let y'all know. And if y'all want, once I actually see it, because it might be way later than, I don't know when I'm gonna see it, because I need to do a Google search and see if they're even playing it in Bangkok, or it's not online anywhere. Because you know, sometimes on Amazon you can rent a movie that has recently come out, like Blockbuster used to be or whatever. But it's not available anywhere online yet to rent, like anywhere. It's only the bootleg sites, and I'm not doing the bootleg sites. So yeah, I'll let y'all know. I'll keep y'all posted when I finally see it, and then when I see it, if y'all want me to give y'all my thoughts about it, then just basically comment under the post that I let y'all know, okay? D said the major problem you are speaking of is that all Black people on the planet, whether dysphorean or on, we see ourselves and each other's through white people's and Western rights. I believe this to motherfucking be true. I believe this to be true. I believe this to be true. I believe that the eyes of the white person have gone deep. And it's not just Black people, boo. It's all over the motherfucking world. Like everybody in the world looks to white people as superior and looks to white people as something to aspire to, something to cleanse themselves with, you know, something to save them. And even as woke as you may want to be, as woke as you may think you are, it's like these mind games of white people have been happening for a long ass time. Like, this shit ain't just some simple miscommunication. Like, I just feel like white people and their views are deep in the matrix of life, like deep in a lot of subconscious things that we do, a lot of subconscious things that we believe. And honestly, I feel like we, as Black people specifically, to begin to get over this, we got to come together. You know what I mean? We have to begin to understand each other, because it's like we can't allow propaganda to blind us, you know. And I just truly feel like the only way to get past propaganda is to truly be in the spaces, to truly talk to the people, to truly understand, you know what I mean? Like, it's just the same shit when people talk about white people going to Black spaces so that they can, you know, see what the deal is, and that, you know, Black people aren't what they think, and kind of start to dispel whatever racist beliefs that they may have. I feel like it's the same shit for Black people, whether you are Afro-British, Afro-Caribbean, Afro-Haitian. I said Afro-Caribbean, so that really touches Jamaica, all you the Caribbeans. Afro-Latina, or what is it? Afro-Latina, African, whatever, Afro anything, African anything. It really is going to take for us to let down our guards and to start really connecting with each other and really trying to understand each other and being okay with the fact that we don't all have the same culture. Like, we all grew up in different places, and as part of how we grew up, you know, it's just like that Cardi B song, that little statement she made. When you grow up when you see what I see, you end up like this. Like, we have all seen different things. We have all experienced different things, and all of them were very significant in how we are, you know, real shit. It's just significant to how we are, how we have evolved. So it's gonna really take some moments of us coming together and trying to truly understand each other. And maybe even more than bare minimum to start this shit off, we got to start to understand each other, so we can understand each other's culture and differences and find some type of common ground, you know what I mean? And especially I feel for Africa, I'm like, we all come from Africa anyways, you know. I definitely believe, like, people who are more in tune with the motherland definitely need to be stepping up to. I'm not gonna say this happens all the time, but I know sometimes, you know, there may be thoughts of, like, you know, how you don't know your culture, or how you don't know, you know, all these things that we don't know that are not our fault. But at the same time, it's like, how are we gonna learn it? You know, on some like school type shit, like on some like we want to know each other type of shit. You know? That will never lead to psychologically healthy people. I don't know what you meant, what you were referring to, Dean, when you said that will never lead to psychologically healthy people. Dee said for 112 USD a month. What? Sure. You know what? I'm in an online grad school. I'm in a school now. Dee, we need to talk. You got Instagram? I think you do. We need to have a conversation, because school starts again on the 2nd, and I actually have an issue with my program. I'm wondering what program if you're in a program. But because it seems like I'm gonna look your. I hope your name here is the same on Instagram. I don't know, but I'm gonna try to look you up because I believe I saw you on Instagram, but I can't remember. So we need to have a conversation because I'm very curious. I definitely want to get more information from you about your experience through Africa, and I need to have a conversation with you about this online grad school. Dee said, there are a million online ESL teaching job opportunities and travel while still working. And I was in East Africa as a single Black woman and have never had any violent or shady experiences. That's girl. Okay, like I need to do a little bit more. We gotta have a conversation. I feel like we need to have a conversation. And I'm glad you were safe. Like I'm really glad that you were safe. I'm glad you didn't have any moments like this because like I wouldn't wish like some of the moments that like some of my friends have said that they had, I wouldn't wish that on nobody. Like even like with my friend of a friend who had the issue with his wife getting raped, I'm like, I can't even imagine being in that type of situation. And thinking of just like the distress that probably put on their relationship as well. Like if you looking at your man to protect you and he ain't, like that's a very complicated situation. Very, very complicated situation. So I'm very, very happy that you enjoyed your time while you were going through Africa. And I'm just glad that it worked for you. It's like, I don't believe that it won't work for me. We need to have a conversation because shit, I might have to Africa sooner than later. I didn't realize that it was cheap like that. I didn't know. Like everybody I've talked to have told me higher prices, but I know everybody travels differently as well. So yeah. Dee said it depends on the country. Tanzania is safe. Kenya is safe. Don't believe the hype. Visit yourself and see. Most of Africa, I believe. No, baby. There's way more. Let me do a little Google search. There's a couple, it's a handful, and the other ones seem more like islands. Portuguese. Okay, so it's in living around breathtaking places. Okay, so I may not be saying this right. Let me see if I can like Google. All right, not Google, but so there consists Portuguese speaking African countries, also known as Lissophone. I might have said it completely wrong. I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. But basically it consists of 6 African countries in which the Portuguese is the official language. And these countries are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let me copy this and I'm gonna drop it in our chat for y'all. So these are the 6 countries in Africa that their official language is Portuguese. So literally my friend told me about it, Lisa told me about it when I was in Korea. I did a Google search. I looked all of these places up. All of these places look fucking beautiful and I'm going to them. So these will be my first 6 places in Africa. When I make my way to Africa, these will be the places I go to first because I'm going to be speaking Portuguese and I'm going to be talking to people. So yeah, not just Mozambique, baby. And apparently my friend went to the last one, Santomi. I don't know if I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. I'm not gonna butcher these African country names. I can't bring myself to do it. But there's the name of the 6 countries. Google them for yourself. They are beautiful. Beautiful. If you don't know Portuguese, I feel like you need to learn Portuguese, sis. Like real talk. Yeah, there's a few more. Lisa said the word ghetto came from when Hitler was killing the Jews. Where Hitler put the Jews was called the ghetto. Lisa, thank you for this information. Thank you for sharing this with us. I had no idea. So we just really just associated the look of that with the look of African or Black American places, girl. Whew, it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing to me how things roll. How it's just mind blowing to me how things be happening like that. So I'm about to hop off, but before I hop off, I want to share 3 things with y'all. One thing that happened last night, and I want to share how I'm planning right now, because technically, y'all, I really am off the grid right now. Like, I promised y'all that I will still be doing my weekly check-ins live. Like, if I don't do nothing else on YouTube, I'm gonna do my weekly live check-ins with y'all. However, I don't feel like I'm gonna be posting really anything else for the rest of the year. And I remember telling you the last couple of lives that I'm gearing up to do some accountability activities, like our money manifestation, our therapy virtual sessions, and it was one other one, like a virtual vision boarding accountability activity. I believed initially that all of these were happening in December. However, they're not happening in December anymore. They all have been moved to January, because right now, basically, when I didn't finish telling y'all this, I got here and I felt like a bit isolated in in Thailand, because right now I'm in a different area. I'm not familiar. It's not as comfortable. Like, I'm very comfortable in my accommodations. However, in terms of like the area, it's not as comfortable in terms of like, I don't really know where to go in terms of like food and things like that. So I feel like I find myself wandering a lot more, trying to find something that I like, and even finding like particular Thai food. Like last night when me and Angelique hung out, she came to my area because the market is not far from here. However, market was closed after, because we ended up leaking up late around sunset, and we hung out at the park for a while until the park closed at 9. And then I didn't think, nobody really be wanting to go to the mall. Has really great food, but like we wanted to go out like to a restaurant. We had 2 places pinned on our map. We went to both places, and legit, when we went to both places, they was closed, okay? And one was supposed to be open until 11, and they both was closed. And then that ended up, we went on like a little adventure last night, really, because we couldn't find food and we was hungry. And then we ended up stumbling on a night market, and that ended up working out so well. Like, it was just so perfect that those other places was closed, because the market was legit. Like, we was able to like sit on the street, like eating on the street is like a cultural thing here. You know what I mean? Like, not even just like standing and sitting, but like, they'll have tables set up outside and things like that. And it's always so much happening, especially around a night market. So much to see, so much to eat, so much to experience. And literally, I have to tell y'all this story because this shit just popped out of my bag. So y'all know insects are a big thing to eat. I don't know if Angelique gonna see this video, but girl, y'all see this little half piece of an insect? So sometimes you'll walk through the streets of Bangkok, and some of the street vendors will be selling nothing but insects on their little cart. Like, they'll have like different little insects. They'll have crickets. They'll have like big ass things that look like roaches, but I don't think they're roaches, and like scorpions and things. Like, they're like a bunch of different insects, worms, and all kind of shit. Okay, I have never ever been able to try them because my stomach is weak, and I don't like. I don't be wanting to eat shit like that. However, I was out with Angelique last night. We was having one of those wild ass nights on a mother. Girl, I ain't gonna try it, but you go ahead and try it, and I'll record it for you, because she was filming her vlogs. I was like, I'll make sure you get your footage, but I ain't gonna be able to do it. My stomach is weak, right? But then she was having a really hard time to try it, and so then I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll just break that little one that you got in half, and I'll try it with you. Girl, when I tell you, go. Don't look at it because it's gonna freak you out. Go 1, 2, 3, and just take it. I counted to 3. I tried to put it in my mouth, and it missed my mouth, but I didn't realize where the fuck it had went. Apparently, it fell into my bag. I thought it fell on the floor. I was looking like, wait, where did it go? Where did it go? Girl, I just felt like my spirit was like, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. So an almost attempt of me trying this this insect that I ended up not trying. So I also want to pull a card for y'all. I'm gonna save this to the very end. I'm pulling one card for us, like for the collective. This is from my new tarot card deck, which is the Sage Tarot, and I love this deck. It's so freaking accurate and just always gives me so much amazing information. So yeah, I'll put one of those at the very end. Also, before we go, since I'm not doing any of the accountability activities this month, right? Like all of this is moving back because literally I got here and I haven't really, like, I've been out, but I really have been spending more time within, and not even like, I say that literally and figuratively because like I felt like this has been a moment, a bit of a transformation, you know, like a transformation is happening right now. I know that I'm in I can't remember the word for it. I'm ascending to a different place, right? And like I said, when I reflected about my last 6 months, excuse me, when I reflected about my last 6 months, I was like, yo, sis, you have not had a significant amount of time by yourself. You've always been around a lot of energy for the last 6 months. So I was just thinking, like, when I just was in Korea, I was always around Lisa, you know, and because we were staying together in the studio, you know what I mean? And then, like, when I would hang out with her friends, when I left her place to go to Busan, I was volunteering at a hostel. So it's like, that place was horrible to me because it was like so much energy and it was no space to have a quiet moment to myself. It was a lot of energy. It was an energy overload. And then, you know, before that, when I was at home, I was staying in my grandmother's house. You know, I was hanging out with all my friends and seeing different people. So I was like, I was around a lot of energy in that sense. And then my grandmother was actually doing a lot of construction on her house because she had found out she had what she found out she had. She found out she had some termites in her living room. So she, like, it was a lot of construction going on basically. So the room that I would normally sleep in, like, I just felt like I was moving around in my grandmother's house. Like sometimes I sleep in her room, sometimes I sleep in her office, sometimes I sleep in the living room. Like I just, wherever I was most, that I had stayed in a private accommodation because I booked a private room in Florida. I went to Fort Lauderdale. I think y'all remember. It was so amazing. If you haven't been to Fort Lauderdale, go to Fort Lauderdale. Stay in the Hollywood area. Like, it's by the Hollywood Beach. Stay up on that strip because they have a bunch of different places to stay. Sis, it will change your life. It was so amazing, so beautiful, so peaceful. Like, and all the food I had, everything around that place was delicious. There's a bar though that you must try that's like across from the Hollywood Beach, and they got like some grilled jerk chicken wings. Bless me. Okay, everything on the menu was great. However, I only stayed there for like 5 days. I was supposed to stay for only like a day, like overnight, and then catch a flight out. But then I got there and I loved it so much. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just relax for a little bit longer. So, yeah, I ended up just relaxing out for a lot longer there. But that still obviously wasn't enough. You know what I mean? In ratio to how much I have been staying around other people's energy versus having my own private space, it was significantly different, you know. So the Florida moment was great. However, it was just still like, you know, that wasn't enough time, you know. And then before that, I was working at a hostel, which I love this hostel. I definitely felt like I had enough space to where I could go to the beach. I was going to the beach like 3, 4 times, 5 times a day because I was literally walking distance away, and I feel so connected to the beaches in Brazil. And work was super easy there, you know what I mean? Like literally, I wasn't really doing shit. I was just behind the desk letting people in and working on my own shit. And then it was always spaces where I could go and be by myself. You know what I mean? So it worked for me, but at the same time, I was still staying in a hostel. You know what I mean? And then before that, when I was in Rio, when I was in Sao Paulo, I paid for the hostels that I was staying in, but I was staying in different hostels. And then Rio, I was staying with somebody. So I'm just thinking back to all of these times over a significant amount of the year of 2019. And I was like, yo, I've been around a lot of motherfucking energy. And the shit can get draining, yo. Like, it really can, especially if you're an empath, you know, and you really be feeling people energy. Like, it takes a lot out of you. It takes a toll. And so I just truly believe that when I got to Bangkok, it was almost like a collapsing moment that happened. Like, a collapsing moment happened where I just completely you know, so like literally this first week in Bangkok, my first time hanging out with somebody was yesterday, and that was with Angelique, and that was such a blessing. Oh, that was such a blessing to me. That was such, I can't even begin to express how much of a blessing to me. Like, she doesn't even understand. Like, y'all are gonna have to listen to we went out yesterday, and I'm gonna another one today. And yeah, it's just a whole another level of transparency, and I will be speaking very frankly about why